Under. No goals.
It's time to check the game notes. I think we're going to have the show of the year here.
We're almost having magical moments here.
Show Mindsy's time, Army show. Start us off.
What an opportunity. Another idea by me.
Everything's Burroughs' idea. Summer.
Welcome. It's time to check the game notes. Sorry if I sound a little hoarse. I'm battling a head cold over here in northern Sweden. We joked about the Oilers playing crack hockey. Then we joked about the finals being on crack. But this offseason has been on crack already. It's only been a few days. So we're going to get into all of that, Arm Dog. But you see this hat I have right here?
Yes, sir.
It says USA, and it was made for the Olympics, but it also works for the World Cup, the summer. The Cup is taking over the U.S., and only DraftKings has you covered every step of the way. The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states, includes all markets, bringing the game straight to your fingertips wherever you are. From Florida, Texas, California, you're in on the excitement at the speed of sports. Follow every group stage upset, every knockout round thriller, every stoppage time moment that flips the whole tournament. Sweat out all the matches you love in real time with a seamless experience built for the world's biggest stage. No matter where you're watching, you're always connected in the game with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code Chiclets, spend $5, get 200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code Chiclets in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Yes, I'm a USA fan, a Swedish fan, but Canada plays today, I believe, Arm Dog.
Yeah, they play Switzerland. I believe this is a big game for them. It's a huge game. I think the last game they played, they won. And I think that might have been their first win at a World Cup, maybe. I think I saw Jeff in our group chat was saying that. He follows it obviously a lot closer than I do. Not like a huge soccer guy. I complained last show about the World Cup and corporate America and gouging everybody. But I got to say, thank God it's on right now. So we got games all day because no hockey. And I'm losing my mind, Merles, without anything. So you're right. Thank God we have this. You sent me some beautiful pictures from Sweden and Midsummer, of course, and the smorgasbord of food you guys ate over there. But more importantly, also you went to the Swedish game, which those pictures looked amazing, just beautiful there. And you said it didn't turn out well. The game didn't turn out too good. I think they lost 6-1. Sweden
5-1. Yeah.
Was it 5-1?
So it was really nice. We got really lucky. I have a restaurant about 100 meters from my house right here. Most people boat in for it. It's only open in the summer. But my wife's friends had a limo bus, like a party bus going from here.
Awesome.
They were just randomly stopping at this restaurant for a couple pregame drinks, then going into the town. So we join in with these guys. It's chaos in this place. In Sweden, they got these same World Cup songs. Every year, it's a new song every season. So they're playing these songs. You're allowed to drink in the cars here. Just the driver's not. But the passengers can all drink.
Really?
So, yeah. So I got a couple pink Whitney nips I snuck over. I'm drinking those, couple beers. And then we get down to the square and it's packed. It's the most beautiful day ever. Big screens up. It's the day after Midsummer. It's always a party day on its own. But to land the 7 p.m. game, because the other game was at 4 a.m. The next one's at 1 a.m. It was a dream makeup. Ball drops. Boom. Immediate thunderstorm, rain. We all got soaked. That's probably why I'm sick, is I stood out in the rain for the first half. I was trying to be a cool guy. And then they scored 5 minutes in. It was just a disaster. We moved in for the second half, but great day, great weekend, but I'm paying for it now.
Yeah, look, the pictures look great. Yeah, maybe it was a sign. You're a big sign guy, the rainbow game, other signs that we've had over the years, and that should have been a sign on a 5-1 beatdown. I text you 20 minutes in, it was 2-0. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Not adding up great for the Merles watch party in downtown, wherever in Sweden. Looked beautiful though. Absolutely looked beautiful. On my end, Merles, I don't know, G's on the East Coast, kind of where I am. He's probably getting more favorable, I don't mind a little humidity. I don't like when it's cooking. And I think I complained about this last show, but the air just hasn't gotten warm yet. I haven't had a warm summer day where it's really nice today though. Today might be the day that we get it finally. And we're coming down to the, end of June here, Merles. End of June. Time is already flying by.
Oh, it's going way too fast. Way too fast. But then also, Arm Dog, Sunday was Father's Day. So I got to sleep in, and I didn't do a whole lot, but I'm sure you were up to something on Father's Day with the 4 kids.
Oh no, I drove to
Oh,
Philly.
surprise.
Went to go visit my brother in Philly on Sunday morning. So I had that going. It was my son's birthday, 16, on before the weekend. And then heading into the weekend was my wedding anniversary. Shout out to the wife. 17 years married, still going strong, still dealing with me. I don't know how she does it, plus all our kids, plus everything else. She's an animal in the best possible way. And then Father's Day. So massive weekend for the old arm dog. For the arm dad, hockey dad. Shout out.
Yeah, there he is. The hockey. What's the latest on Cruz Armstrong? I'm getting messages. I'm getting DMs. I got guys asking about the Yandle brothers. I got crew. They think I'm an agent all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. Are they asking about Yandle's? I saw, I think one of Yands' nephews, maybe. It was Yandle
Colin
last
Yandle.
name.
Yeah. BY's kid.
Yeah. He's going to the Q. I saw his draft, at least anyways. He got drafted to the Q just recently in the Q draft. And you're sending me all these things like Cruz trying to get recruited to the SJ because we're sending him up and he just did a thing. And I think these things are dorky, but I guess the kids think it's cool, like the signing picture thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how these guys do this now?
Yeah, they all got to have one for the gram.
They do it all the way down to like 8 years old. It's crazy.
Jesus.
But I'm a boomer. I'm a boomer. The chat will tell me that. And I don't like the flybys by the bench. I don't like the over crazy celebrations. So I'm a little bit of a boomer, but we're sending him up to Saskatoon. He's going to be playing for the Saskatoon Contacts this upcoming season. That's U18. And it's a league I played in. My brother played in. Like the Shen brothers played for the Contacts. I believe Chandler Stevenson might have as well. He might have played for the Blazers. They have 2 teams. I played for the Blazers. But Cruz is going to the Contacts. Ryan Keller's the coach. I'm really pumped about that. Ex-player, pretty good player. Played in the NHL like a cup of coffee maybe, but over in Europe quite a bit. Goal scorer, Merles. Ryan Keller.
You
might have to look him up.
Why do I know him?
Yeah, you probably played against him. Guaranteed. When you guys cross paths over there. So he's going to live at my parents' house, go to my old high school, sleep in my old room, fucking just dial in the big boy hockey up there in Sasky. So he's pretty excited about that. So I dropped him off in Philly though. And he's like skating and stuff and training. And my brother's got him little extra side project for him amongst his other duties right now as we head into the draft, which I'll see my brother at the draft too. He'll be there in Buffalo. I leave tomorrow. I'll be up in Buffalo.
Yeah. Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground
for the game notes.
I'm kind of sad though. This is our last show, buddy.
Yeah, season finale. Speaking of you being there, you might need to be helping out the St. Louis Blues because they got so many first-round picks. They're going to need runners for the jerseys. I offered to do it, but I'm too far away right now.
Yeah, you're too far. You should do that. But who had this last time? G would know. The Bruins. Didn't the Bruins have a mass amount of picks? That was the DeBrusque and the, in that
Army. Are you trying to trigger me right now?
I'm trying to trigger you.
2015 worst draft of all time. It was Jacob Zorbill, Jake DeBrusque, and then fucking whoever. Zach Senyshyn. And then before the show, you're like, oh God, I wonder why the Bruins are staying pat right now. I wonder why the Bruins and Flyers, I wonder what they're going to do. It's like you're just trying to get under my skin right now. Yes, the Bruins had one of the worst drafts of all time. I believe Kyle Connor, Matt Barzell, all these studs that would just perfectly replenish the early 2010 Bruins. They screwed that one up. So, yeah, I mean, as the Bruins as a whole right now, I'm not even going to get into them, but I am as fired up as I've ever been for this Bruins team.
Oh, I love it. You're tweeting pictures of memes I saw someone made a picture of Sweeney in the Bahamas on it's an AI picture. and then Neely's at a movie showing or something while all this action is happening and you're retweeting all this stuff. I had to go at you. I had to.
Yeah, It's been tough. They're in absolute no man's land right now. I have no idea what they're going to do. I was sitting at a coffee shop this morning and people are coming up to me. I ran into a few girls, Alana's friends. Hey, how's the wedding planning going? As I'm viciously typing out tweets on my phone throwing him in the drafts about Don Sweeney and how frustrated I am with this team. But we don't need to get into Don Sweeney and the Bruins right now. I'm sure there's more that the fans want to hear about right now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, first up on our thing is we got to take credit. We were on the Radish to the Leafs early on. I don't know what the date was on that clip, but you said the Leafs, and I said, yeah, he's going to get to $8.5 million from them. Not even a problem. And we hit it exactly right.
Do you I like Radish. I like him. First of all, rest in peace to his father this year, passed away. He had to deal with that through this season as well. And then good for him on the flip side to get a payday and be able to go home to Toronto where he's from. But it kind of as good of a season he's had, I love it. The whole thing, right? 8 years, $8.5 million, 30 years old, Merles, and he can pound the puck 90 plus mile an hour shots, just awesome on the power play. A lot of people are saying they've had a lot of weapons around him. He's got Cooch put it on a platter, all this kind of stuff. It's was that the desperation reach? Because now there's so many more rumors coming, obviously, with Morgan Riley and what this DiCarlo, if he's going to be gone, what's all this going to look like coming up here? But that's kind of their first big play coming off a disappointing season, is getting that guy that can pound the puck. And I heard the boys on Chiclets, you go back over McCabe and Al Iafrate, and that's way back where you got to go to a pound the puck kind of defenseman in Toronto. But the story about it is awesome. 30 years old, 8-year deal, $8.5 million, massive payday of a guy that was he set an NHL record, I think, for the biggest pay raise in NHL history. Also, because I think he was League Minzy almost. He was almost League Minzy. Huge payday. Unreal.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got that's just going to open it up more for Matthews too. Guy on the PK, they're going to have to start going up there now too. They can't just lean on Matthews. And I mean, talking about a PPD man, I mean, this guy couldn't bring it. He had a muffin, but he did have the offside one-timer, and that's our good friend Ryan Whitney. There he is, the Whit. Where are you at?
Look up the Ryan Whitney goal versus the San Jose Sharks in Edmonton and say I can't bring it again. I occasionally had a cannon once in a while. I was you time one up, 1 out of 10. But I appreciate it, Mer. Thank you. I did have the offside 1T. How about this league, boys? We're covering the NBA
action.
now.
We got action.
We got action everywhere. We got
I can't
action
believe we got the Whitty on. Can't believe we got the Whitty on. We're golfing. We got you on. Final episode for Game Notes, buddy. Thanks for coming on. What's your crackhead takeaway from yesterday, buddy? Just a gong show of a day, wasn't it? Last few days.
Yeah, I don't know about this Kyle Davidson fella, boys. I don't know what this guy's doing out there. I saw that trade, and I kind of would have liked it for Buffalo without Crevier. How do you say his name?
Yeah.
I was wait, they threw him in too? He's
guy's 6'8".
Yeah, he's a monster. And all of a sudden, now here's the thing. I think we've never seen Byram be the top guy on a team. He was behind Makar, and then he's behind Darlene, and can he be the top guy? Maybe, but I think everyone's wait a minute, you don't even have, this isn't you're getting a number one defenseman, but maybe they think he can be. My question is they're obviously looking at whoever they would have had at fourth and said he's better than what we would have gotten at fourth, right? That's their thought process.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're getting. Some people are comparing them to a Walmart Duncan Keith. They still kind of look alike. They skate around fast. They're small.
I saw people snapping on social media about that, Mur. They're you cannot even compare him.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that's what they're saying on the line. I got a lot of trouble last week for asking the question. They all thought it was my comment about the hurricanes in Florida. So I'm clearing that up right away. But
Bedard, obviously, if he takes off, and he looked like he was going to before the injury, and Frondell looks really good, but taking the fourth overall, he's just gonna grow with all those guys. I feel like they're in a rush for no reason. Chicago, you're not near winning yet, so why are you rushing to get Byram?
Yeah, definitely a strange. I can't believe they threw in the meat. 6'8". They got him. If they get this Merca that they drafted last year up there, he's 6'6" with all the other guys they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are they all going to fit in though? I guess you got to cut on some of these guys. Where are they all going to fit in, right? That's the big question. we can't have Whit on, and I know you're golfing without talking about Edmonton, though. Hey, Mur,
Yep, we got to know what your thoughts were for the
I
press
saw your
conference
tweets.
yesterday.
I saw your
I
tweets. Very
was
good. Very funny.
I was amazed. I was actually amazed that his press conference, like, if you were to do a joke press conference on what you think, like, imagine if he said this, that's what he would have said. You would have been like, yeah, he would have gone up and said, like, no, I don't regret anything. And, and it was exactly that. And then he's like, yeah, my wife's like, it's time to go, Mike. We're not all on the same tier. He didn't even include that had guys iPhones on the airdrop on the big screen in the locker room. It's like, I don't understand the hire. I guess I get the hire based on, like, they don't care. They just want whatever they think can help them win. I like DJ Smith coming in there a lot. I saw a tweet that made me laugh. Well, they have a guy in case this doesn't exactly go well the first
Yeah.
month with Babs. But I
He
mean,
can make
I
it
don't
through
know. Like,
training camp, Whit.
like, to ask him, like, I don't know, what was the exact question, like, how it all went down. I was like, I don't think I did anything wrong. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
they
my
kind of
God,
left the
this
door
guy.
open for him to like have a little bit of self-reflection answer, but it was
And nothing.
kind of quite the opposite, right? That's Babs though. This is like, you think, and I'm a second chance guy. I'm like, okay, he's been a long time with, hey, there's no question. Everyone
Yeah.
says, and we know he's a good coach. And then you're like, okay, with all the kind of hubbubaloo around the whole scenario, that he would come in and sit down, and like everyone was expecting this like different thing. And it's like, no, here's
I messed up.
Babs is back. Hey, Babs is back.
No, it's like Babs, like, looks in the mirror. He's like, you're fucking Babs. And Babs fucking rules. And he's like looking at himself saying it, I think. Like, he's just, and I didn't know Stoff's all in. I saw Stoff's tweet. They hired a coach with gravitas. He was mentioning the word gravitas a lot. I don't even know what that means, but
Oh, I'm
down
gonna
with
look it up
whatever
right
Stoff
now.
thinks. And then, yeah, look up gravitas and read the definition. It's just like, but then Stoff said he's the only coach to ever win a Stanley Cup,
Triple gold.
an Olympic gold, on a world championship, and like, whatever, you got a World Cup too. So I mean, that's a nice list considering he's the only guy on it. It's just it's going to be an incredible story. That's more what, like, they've made their decision. It's a desperate gravitas. Gravitas is a formal noun that refers to deep seriousness.
Dignity and importance.
I don't think
This
any
is
of
out of
us have
Stoff's
ever
realm,
been-
I think.
Boys,
No,
how
it is a quality of
non-gravitas
having
are
a
we?
grounded, authoritative presence that naturally commands respect, trust, and attention without needing it to demand it.
Wow. Okay.
It is actually a right word
Army.
to describe him.
None of us have ever been said to have gravitas. That's not deep
No.
seriousness. I'm like, oh man, I don't like that.
Clowns.
But Edmonton, like, they went with their decision, and now it's just a storyline for the ages. Like, if they come out guns a-blazing and they're awesome defensively, like, they still need to figure out goaltending.
I
But
think
like,
they're done here.
watching
I
this
hear Nurse. I hear Nurse is on,
Well,
like,
yeah.
potentially on the move here. Like, what else are they going to
Yeah,
do?
I
What
mean-
else do you think they're going to do here?
I don't know. There's not a ton that they can do. I actually think Tuck would look unreal on that team, but you don't want to pay him what he's going to get from somebody else. Like, it's just more like thinking like how good he would look, not including the.
He's going to be making more than
contract,
McDavid
the-
on that contract when it kicks in next year. That's crazy. Like,
legit.
how big is the
But
pressure on
the-
Stan Bowman, though, with this hire, with the stuff surrounding it, with the year that they had kind of as a team, and then, you come into it now and it's crack NHL, it's the National Hockey Association. It's like, oh shit, Connor's deal kicks in. Like, wait, we're in for a ride with the Oilers again, right? This is
That's
gonna
what I'm
be-
saying. That's what I'm saying. The storyline's going to be incredible. Like, it's going to be, and it's going to end with a run to the finals, maybe winning the cup, or it's going to end in an absolute disaster. And then, like, Babs, the whole hiring will be brought up, and Bowman. It seems like it could just be the end for, like, everyone there if this doesn't work.
Yeah,
Like,
because
McDavid's like, all right,
halfway,
I'm gone, and Bowman's fired. And
halfway through the year, probably, Whit, if it doesn't go good, like, the McDavid stuff's going to kick up because he starts his 2-year extension, right? So how long does it take till we get
Yep.
to that if it doesn't go good? Like Christmas? Like, it could be insane.
I actually think they'll be great though when they start. I think, like,
He'll have
they
them ready.
might come out guns blazing. Yeah, they'll have them ready. And then, I mean, apparently he asked McDavid and Leon in the meetings, like, what do you guys put on yourselves for why you haven't got it done? So like, I don't think it's just going to be, all like you guys do whatever you want. I think part of it is they want somebody that's just holding them all accountable. Maybe,
Yep.
I don't know. It's a
There's no question
storyline
he's
though for
going
the
to.
ages.
There's
Yeah.
no question he's not going to have them going, not have them ready, not have the accountability, the gravitas, as Stoff says, will be right in there with this guy. So you know what you're getting with them. So it'll be exciting nonetheless, though, buddy. The oil.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
I
Kami
can't
was
wait.
on Morning Cup of Hockey this morning with Johnny and
Oh.
Colby. He hasn't changed his tune at all. He can't believe it. But he was saying the same. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Connor and Leon can like him, but he's not going to bother those guys. It's these poor other third and fourth liners, fifth and sixth D that are just going to be miserable.
I'll say this, though, boys, and we know this because we've had coaches that everyone's like, oh, you got to treat them all the same. No, you don't get treated the same, right? Like
No.
the big boys
No.
get treated different. The other guys, you got to be on the ice first. You got to be last off. You got to be in the gym. You got to do like, you're getting watched differently. Your little mistake is bigger than their little mistake. It's just the way it is. That's part of it too,
Yeah.
though, I would say, my experience.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and I
Lionel
mean,
Messi gets to wear white cleats. The rest of the team's wearing pink cleats. Keep it on the World Cup, Arm Dog.
There you go.
exactly.
Working for him.
And also like Jason Greger said to Babcock, like, how do you be hard on guys without being a dick? It was kind of a hilarious question. So
It's a good
maybe
question.
maybe he can still be demanding and just like can somehow stop like being so mean. The mean stories we've heard, like the stuff that makes people feel this big. Maybe he could stop with that. But god damn, is it going to be interesting to watch?
Yeah. I think Babs just thinks everyone else sucks and they're dumb and he's smart. And it's like
I'm a
Billy
genius.
Madison. Like, I'm a loser. You're smart. You're good looking. I'm not. Like that. It's crazy how he does that. Like, but like there's a lot of coaches, guys. Like how many coaches that you had that were head coaches that had egos? Now, maybe not to the point of the Babs, but like they all kind of do in their own respect as well, right? Like to be fair about
Yeah,
it. Like I'm not defending
have
his
to, kinda.
actions, but you have to.
Yeah.
A lot of chat
Well.
people saying about the purple shirt, Whit. They're calling out the
That's
purple
this is a
shirt.
oh yeah, I mean, this is Shinnecock shirt. This is where the U.S. Open was. So I have a beautiful purple and blue shirt on with a Brian and Keith Yandle hockey camp hat on. So I'm just kind of styling today. Don't let the chat bring you down, Army. If they ever karma on you, don't let them do it. Don't let
I
them
like
do
to
it.
bring the chat involved into the show a little bit and get them engaged.
Yeah, no,
and
the
like
chat's great. The chat's great.
so
The chat's
you're a
big
beauty though,
time,
Whitty.
big time. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
else? All right. So who do you guys have? McKenna going one. That's it. We decided.
Yeah, I haven't got off that. I mean, you have to take him as a Canadian team. If it was an American team, I could see differently. But you're Toronto. You have to take this kid.
Yeah, I think too.
I
The
just
funny
hope we
thing
get
is,
some big trades, Army.
yeah, I
hope we get
want
some,
trades.
during the draft. Like
well, maybe do
Bettman
we get
comes
like
up
a
to make
Quinn
the pick.
Hughes bomb out of Minnesota? Do we get a
Hey,
Quinn?
let me
Hughes?
ask
not
you guys,
going-
because like they're saying now that Elliot reported that Zach Werenski in the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to connect.
This one.
They're going to
Oh.
connect after the draft about
yeah.
his future, which just makes no sense to me, because if if you end up trading Zach Werenski, don't you go into this with a whole different draft strategy here? So like, what are your guys' thought process on that? And do you guys think we could actually see him move?
Maybe that's a smokescreen that they're just saying that, and that if he's already requested a trade, which I don't know if that's true. You just hear rumblings. Did I hear a rumor? Have you guys heard that Hellebuck could end up on the Hurricanes?
That's what's going on right now.
That would be
Because
outrageous.
Nikishin, they're saying Nikishin is on the trade block now too, so maybe he would be a big piece going back to Winnipeg.
That'd be a really nice
Luck on
piece.
the
Wow.
Oh my
What
God.
is Columbus going to do though? To G's point, if they, you look back in the years past, like Seth Jones, peace out, right? Like, what are they going to do if this guy walks away? Like, just wins the Norris.
Army, you know what you do? You know what you do? I'll tell you exactly what you do. You trade him right now for the second overall pick. You draft Ivar Stenberg,
Yep.
a Swedish guy. As we've known, Merles has talked talked about this in the past. The Swedish guys, they're not joining super teams. They're not leaving their teams. They're loyal guys. You draft Ivar Stenberg, you build around that center, and you let Werenski go flourish, absolutely flourish with the San Jose Sharks, who are looking for defense.
He is a no move.
You're telling me he wouldn't want to go to San Jose and play alongside Macklin Celebrini?
He's trying to win the cup.
I think
you're starting to sound like a hooray that everybody wants to go to San Jose. Nobody wants to go to San Jose.
Wrong. I think Zach Werenski. I think San Jose Sharks in the next 5 years have just as good a chance of anyone as winning the cup.
Wow.
Okay, guys. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Right, Whit. Thanks for joining the trade deadline.
What a beauty.
Not the trade deadline. It's supposed to be the draft extravaganza, but it's out of control.
I actually don't mind that to San Jose take. I actually don't mind that.
They have a way brighter future than the Columbus Blue Jackets do.
Yeah.
You build around Macklin Celebrini, Michael Misa, Will Smith. You have Dickinson on the back end. They have pieces there. Are they going to win the cup next year? No, absolutely not. It might be 2 years. But Zach, it's a lot better chance than the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I just can't believe that we're talking about Werenski. Like, but I get it though. Like, how long are you going to sit there and just be in Columbus and like, it's never going to change. And a new coach comes in and then a new GM and then another thing. And then another, like, it's like, he's been a good soldier. That's the thing with like the Brady thing that gets me. It's like, okay, like he was there. Like they tried to climb. Yes. Did it get hot in there? Like politically on him with the USA Canada thing. I think that was a factor for sure. Also, I think it's a factor too. Like he wants to win. He wants to play with his brother. That's a factor too. But like, I don't blame these guys for going there. Yes, they signed these contracts, but like, if it's not getting better or it's not like escalating to like where you want it to be, how is it like they only have so much time in their career to hit it, you know? And that's what we've been saying about McDavid this whole time. Like, how long is he going to last there? What's going to happen? McDavid signed the 2-year deal. That's the big dog. And he's like, hey,
I heard rumblings too, Army. I heard rumblings of Zach Werenski back in the day before he signed this big ticket that he was going to request a trade out of Columbus. So I don't think this is new news that Zach Werenski is fed up with the Columbus Blue Jackets, because I think after years, 3 and 4, he was already fed up. So I think now it's like, all right, what the fuck are we doing here? And then you hear Kirill Marchenkov too is on the block. So who knows?
Yeah. Do they sign him now if they lose? Like, to your point, though, why are they meeting with him after? I guess they're not in a rush, but like if you're going to this draft and we've had crack days lately and everything's happening and the top 10 of this draft is like,
it's heavy. It's defenseman heavy. So it's like, if you're going to trade your star defenseman away, shouldn't we start preparing for the future here? Like, I don't know. I mean, San Jose has the 9th overall pick too. So it's like, is that an option as well in this? I don't know.
We got fireworks, boys. We got a lot of action. Then the Matthews, how long does he last?
I mean, these guys are asking out on deals 6 years in. It's only a matter of time. Celebrini might break the mold and ask for one next year, the way this league is going.
I think
he might get out of there now.
You got to stop with the no move clauses.
It's out of control.
Well, the thing about it is the no move, boys. They use that to like lure you in to maybe get a little less money or something, like to give a little bit more security. And now the players are using that to say, I want to go, but I'm in control of where I go, which is hilarious how they like have used it to flip it. But like everyone, like I shared this story the other day, like I'm doing trade deadline this year and I'm looking up the Leaf stuff and it's like Kelly Yarncroc has a no move clause. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are he giving him one?
No one. Crazy.
Good agent, Philip. That's our guy.
That's Philip.
Rep him?
It's an agent, I think.
Well, yeah, he got it, and he's making like $2.5 million or something. Like, it's like, why you give him a no move? I guess to get him for the 4-year deal that he got under, but like they're giving him out like candy to give security. But then the players now, the big dogs that are supposed to just get them, are using them. So it's crazy how it's working out right now. But it has tied the hands. But we've had craziness in the association lately. Holy
guys,
smokes.
You mentioned the big dogs. I feel like this was a big dog who at least deserved a no trade clause. So I'll bring him in right now. Keith Yandle.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
What's up, gentlemen?
There he is.
Let's go.
Happy draft extravaganza day.
Yes. Thank you for coming on. Perfect timing. We were you could hear Army tiptoeing around it with the Brady Tkachuk talk. So we got the perfect guy on. I know you already talked about it on Chiclets, but we need to talk to you about it, using these no move clauses and then getting him down to South Florida. Is he staying at your house now during this first week of press? What's going on down there?
No, I'm sure he's staying at his brother's place. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are hating on the no move or the no trade clause, but I think it's one of those things when you become a UFA and when your time comes that you can get one of those, because your first 5, 6, 7 years, the team has all the control over you. And then I think if you play long enough in the league, you establish yourself as a regular NHL player or an all-star, whatever it is. I believe that you should get a no move clause, and these guys are getting it. Teams are handing them out like candy. They were a little harder to get back in the day, right, Army? Like there wasn't many guys, but it's unreal. Teams are using it as, hey, come to play for our team, you can get a no move clause, and then the players using it to their advantage. And I love it. Let's not forget, boys, we're a players podcast.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. And I like the fact that they're using this now as their control of where they want to go, where they want to play. And smart.
I got a question for you, Army. Do you think, since all these, a lot of the talk is the American guys are asking for trades, blah, 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 whatever it is, do you think it has a lot to do with the fact that now that, the Canadians have ran the NHL, the players have ran the NHL for a long time, winning golds, winning best on best, all that stuff. And now I feel like the Americans are like, all right, we're here. We can kind of, take control of this league as much as we can, at least themselves, right? Like determine where they want to be and stuff like that. Do you think that because they won the Olympics that it's kind of been like that?
Yeah, I think that's been a part of it. Like I heard Zito talking the other day. I think it was a soundbite from the other day about the Tkachuk brothers and the Hughes brothers and the hockey hot stove room they had at the Olympics. And it was organic and people just want to be around them and their beauties. And I get it. And I understand, like, when you are a brotherhood, when you go through and get that done, and it's like the second coming of Miracle on Ice kind of thing for them. It was big. It's huge for USA Hockey that there's some kind of like connection there. And then you could see like players, like we didn't know much about Hellebuck, you don't see much of him in Winnipeg and interviews. And I've interviewed him a few times, like fairly quiet, thoughtful guy, but to see him kind of come out of his shell around those guys, like that was different than I've ever seen him. You know what I mean? Get the Medal of Honor or whatever it's called. For it's crazy. Highest civilian honor. Amazing stuff. And so now we see his name pop up too, right? Like what's going to happen there with him? And I kind of don't blame him. I kind of don't blame him for going, oh, okay, this is how it really is. Like Hellebuck, all he knows is Winnipeg. Like Brady kind of as a player in his career. I mean, he grew up in the NHL, but it's like, he was just like the leader and the guy in Ottawa. Like a lot of Werenski, forever just a Columbus Blue Jacket marquee guy. Like these guys are marquee guys, which makes it even bigger. But that bond, that brotherhood, that feeling, that time together, I think changed these guys and changed them, not in a bad way. I think it changed them in a good way of being hungry to want more from their careers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and these guys too, like, let's not forget too, like these guys have been good soldiers to their teams. They haven't, been in the media with, bad and whatever it is. Like they have showed up every year for training camp, done their best. And I think it's at the point where, listen, if your team's not surrounding you with the right players to win a championship, guys are going to want out. And it doesn't matter what team you are. If guys have the power and guys are good enough players, they're in your team, your GM isn't, putting the team around you that you think can help you win a Stanley Cup. I think guys are going to want out.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is
I go back to the McDavid thing too. Like McDavid, the king of Edmonton, the king of the NHL, back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, 2-year extension. Show me that we're going to get a chance to win. That's McDavid. That's a Canadian player. But I mean, he didn't just say, trade me now. He said, you got 2 years. Let's see it. So it's kind of similar.
To go back to the U.S. players, it has to go back to how well it worked for Matthew Tkachuk. He was
Right.
kind of the first one to do it in a long time where, yeah, trade me. I'm not going to play here anywhere. These were the places I will go to. And it couldn't have worked out better for him. He goes down there. They go to the cup. They win 2 more cups. And then he's probably over there in that hot stove room they're all talking about, telling everybody, yeah, dude, come down here. I ride the golf cart to practice. Yeah, you can make it happen. Now we're in charge. Where back in our day, old guys would tell you, don't do that. Don't be a good soldier. Don't ruffle feathers. They'll send you down. So I have to credit Matthew Tkachuk for starting it all. I know I usually like to say I started everything. Matthew Tkachuk started this.
Wow.
But also
revolution.
too, that's very big of you. That's very, very big of you to admit that. I still don't believe it. I believe somehow you have something to do with it. But let's also not forget, if we had kids in the NHL, we know a different aspect of the NHL. Like if I ever told my dad, who was a truck driver, that I was going to ask for a trade or demand more money, he would have slapped me in the face. You know what I mean? But these Tkachuk boys grew up in the NHL. Their dad, I believe, held out, or, did he hold out one year?
Did something. Yeah.
He did something with his contracts for an extension. So he had the balls to do it back then. And obviously, when these guys are sitting around in the summertime chatting, they're talking hockey all the time. And, I think Big Walt probably realized he hadn't been in the Hall of Fame. Now he's in, but because he didn't have that Stanley Cup. And I think guys are realizing how important it is to have that Stanley Cup. And I'm sure him and his boys had talked about it for the last 10 years. And, what a weekend by the Tkachuks.
I think the idea of these star players too, Yands, is to play in one place, right? That used to be the main thing. Look at Crosby. Long gone probably are the guys of Crosby that's I want to stay here the entire time. Stevie Y, those kind of guys. And Big Walt, Hall of Famer, shout out Big Walt and congratulations. But he played on other teams too. So he had that feeling that it's not that big of a deal, Hey, I got a lot of buddies around the league. The experience was great in these other cities. I saw in these other markets, and it was good. And to Merles's point, we see what Florida has been for Matthew going down there and all those guys. Bennett joined them, and what that kind of machine that they've built.
No, Benny was there first.
Benny was there first.
So he probably told him how awesome it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down, baby.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk more about the way that trade's gone, though, because they took the pick right away and they shipped it out to San Jose for William Eklund. What do you guys think of that? Basically, if you just dumbed it completely down, you're getting rid of Brady for William Eklund. It seems kind of off to me.
Yeah, it's definitely a little off. Obviously, I think Ottawa had their hands tied a little bit, getting assets, right? They got three first rounders, right? And then flipped one for Eklund. But it's one of those things. I guess maybe they felt the need that they needed more D. I think definitely during the playoffs, you saw they were depleted a little bit on the back end. So maybe building out. And it's just one of those things where, I think they think that they have the right core group of forwards, which they do. They have some stud forwards there in Ottawa. So it's not one of those things where they're going to come in and be the laughing stock of the league next year because they lost one player there. I think they're going to be hungry, make a push. And I think there's no doubt in that locker room. And, I would imagine that all those guys are happy for Brady as well.
Yeah, there's reports coming out that they're see you later. If you don't want to be here, see ya. And I get it. They got to say that. I get it. You got to be.
It might be
soldier.
Frank Saravelli tweet. I saw a fake group chat. Somebody took the time to make up a whole fake group chat with Stutzel's name, Brady, Sanderson, and had a whole conversation. See you later, bye. And then it said Tim Stutzel removes Brady from the group chat.
Well, Ottawa forever has had. They've forever
memes.
had that though. Carlson, see ya. Stone, see ya. What happened to Zibanejad too? Out of there. Any kind
Hoffman.
of stud Hoffman gone, peace. Any kind of stuff that they start to build, they always their star rocks them kind of by fleeing. You know what I mean? And here's another case of it for Ottawa. It's just a struggle to keep their guys there for whatever reason. It's kind of a sneaky little quiet place to play for Canadian market, but they got a young, exciting team, man. And now it's seemingly, I know you add Eklund. What are they going to do with Shabbat? There's all these D Werenski, Riley in Toronto, Nurse in Edmonton. Plus then there's all these D in the top 10 that are going to get drafted this year that are all pretty good D that are going to play. They're all really good. So it's
but
like
all those D that you said that are established NHL guys have no move clause, and they ain't going to Ottawa.
no, none of them will go.
So they got to
They're gonna
draft
go like
well.
San Jose. Like they're gonna go to these new hot teams that are either on the up and up, or they're gonna try to get to a team that's already stacked and like right there to win if they can have a move or something happen.
How nice would it be to be the GM of? Well, I guess Billy G is the one that's kind of earned it because Minnesota's nothing. I mean, Minnesota's a nice place to live in the summertime and stuff, but the winters are cold. But how nice would it be to be one of the GMs of this Nashville, Florida? Like you just sit there and these guys want to come play. You don't have to do anything. Like there's nothing. You look at like all the moves that Zito's made and stuff. Like these guys, they're falling into his lap, right? Like any of us could have done that. Like if you really want to judge it, it's like, hey, you gave away Bussy for nothing, who just won a Stanley Cup. Like you got to judge a guy on stuff like that too, and not just, oh, all these superstars want to come play for me because I get to live in Florida, not be in the media, and you know, have a chance to win the Stanley Cup every year.
I'm just thinking about my career, and it's like I wish like Florida down in the Southeast Division when I was coming in, and then I got to play in Atlanta. Like it's too bad that the ownership was so poor there that didn't work out. But like some of these like markets that weren't good, like Florida, like you go play there, and it was just like, oh, it was like a weird vibe. And now it's like cool. Now it's cool. They have such a good thing going. It's so cool. Like they should have posters of the Tkachuk brothers. You remember how we all used to have posters up in our room? Do kids have that? And do kids do posters?
Yeah, fat
still?
heads.
Fat heads now. Yeah, fat heads are cool. They should make like a rat pack, like fat head of like Marchand, Bennett, and the Tkachuks in like tuxedos with like a whiskey glass, like, you know, like
on the beach.
Yeah. They got like this cool factor. So cool. And say what you want about Vegas. They got this cool bad guy factor, you know, all these places that, you know, and looking back at like, when I left Atlanta, I went to Toronto though. I was like, oh, this is going to be so badass to go to like a place where it was so lost to a place where it was like crazy to be engulfed in it. And, you know, now those places are like that. Now Florida is like, it's unreal.
Oh, because it used to be, and I've
Tampa.
said it before, like to go play in Toronto, Montreal, New York, those big markets. Like I remember guys being like, dude, you can make $1 million outside. You get a free car. You can do these autograph signings, all this stuff. Like, but nowadays, like you can do all that stuff through your social medias, and like guys are getting themselves out there in those type of ways. So I think in those big market teams where they had that lust to want to go there, where it's like, okay, you can make extra money, you're a big dog here, like that's kind of gone because all these guys can make their own money outside doing endorsement deals just from sitting on their phone and making a video.
And the salaries are so much bigger now. It doesn't matter. Before you sign $5 million, like, oh yeah, I could use an extra one. But these guys are all making $8 million, so who cares about that? While we're on that topic, there's talk of a new team coming down to the South. Houston or Austin are moving along with that. I've been a big proponent of Houston since my buddies live down there. But if it's the players and if they want to have guys fleeing to go play there, it's got to be Austin. The guys
Got to be Austin.
Nuts.
Why? What's the difference? Tell me the difference, Yands. I remember playing the Houston Arrows, Merles. We went down there, right? Yeah. And I don't remember much of like Houston. I just remember, where's the other place with the Riverwalk where you got
San Antonio.
San Antonio,
baby. Yeah.
I think
places like
Houston's more of like a spread out big city, not that much. I was there for a Super Bowl when the Patriots were in the Super Bowl. And you got to think like that's when you're going to see its city at its best, right? Like everyone's there. You got all these people coming in, you know, the mayors, and everyone's going to try to show off their city as best as they can. I didn't love Houston. It was too spread out. Like there's just not a ton of great stuff going on. I'm sure the food, I mean, it's like any big city now. The food's good, all that stuff. I'm sure the price of living isn't crazy. But Austin's like that small town, like everything's kind of right there. All the bars are on one street. It's almost like a Fort Lauderdale where it's like everything's kind of on one street. I think it's 7th Street in Austin.
Street or
6th
Street. It's
like
where the
like
University
Nashville.
of Texas is. There's 115 bars on the one street. On Saturdays, they would close it off. They would barricade it off. Because when I played in San Antonio, we'd go up there. If we got a night off, boom, we were there. An hour and a half drive. All-Star weekend, we were there. I'll never forget calling Joey Tanute from there. he made the All-Star game, and we got to go to Austin, and he's in Binghamton at the AHL All-Star game for 3 nights instead. So yeah, Austin's just incredible place. They've had the AHL Dallas Stars for a while now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, you look at even like guys like Joe Rogan; they're all moving there. Like it's a booming city, like a small city that's just getting bigger and bigger. I was there, what was it, 2 years ago maybe, for Hazy's bachelor party. It was like the golf was awesome. Every restaurant we went to was unbelievable, and then like the nightclubs and bars and stuff were amazing too. So I think Austin, if I got to choose, which obviously I don't, it would be Austin for me.
Yeah, someone in the chat says no more expansion. It's Alex Jones. Doesn't he live down there too?
Wait, so yeah, this is,
but
then it'd have to be 2 more, right? You'd have to get 2 more teams.
Well, will Atlanta get one? They've been in talks for like the last 4 or 5 years about potentially. I think there's been 2 groups in Atlanta that have been rumored to get a team. And that's just more jobs for players, and people will complain. Is it too watered down? Is it not? I don't know. But like more jobs for guys, salary caps going up through the roof. It's crazy. I don't think we'll see any offer sheets because of the fact of like the big jump in the cap, that it won't be as much pressure on teams. So yeah, the more jobs, the better. Think about how many jobs is that? It's crazy. Like when you're in and around a team, like in Florida,
Scouts,
like
GMs, marketing office, communications, all that nonsense.
AHL jobs, guys playing in the AHL, stuff like that. Yeah, that's huge. I think it's great. And I mean, we say it all the time on our group chat, like the NHL is going like this, and it's unbelievable because, you know, we kind of played in the dog days. We were on the OLN network for my first few years. Like you couldn't even, like my dad probably was able to watch fucking 10 games a year. So I think just what the league's doing now, it's been amazing, and it's so cool to watch. And now that we get to be fans of it and kind of sit on the outside looking in, it's been really cool.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Yands, before we let you go, one big, I mean, who knows what Zito, he might make another move. But the news we need to know is what is going on with Bob. Where's Bob going to end up?
I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I think he's going to end up somewhere out west. My guess is either Anaheim or LA, but I got nothing set in stone. No, I got no inside information.
Still,
but I think,
right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he has the same agent as Kaprizov, so you know he's going to be looking for all the money he can get.
That's my old agent, Paul Theophanis. If that's right, I think that was Kaprizov's agent. He has the big Russian guys. He works, I think, with Pat Brisson, but he's the one that brought me to Russia.
Is he 40 years old or 41? Is Bob that old?
No, I don't think he's 40 yet.
38. 39?
38.
I'm pretty sure he's an 88 birthday.
Look it up.
Still getting old, especially for a goaltender. He's played a lot of playoffs.
He's 37.
He's a beast. 37. Oh, he's good to go.
Turning 38 in September. So when the season starts, he'll be 38.
And he takes care of himself. Hey, you're
Big
around
time.
him, Yands. Like he's a psycho. Like right, like watching
one of the most dialed athletes I've ever been around. You know, even if he played if you sign him for $7 million, like you're gonna want him to play 65 games, right? Like, so I think it's tough. But yeah, I think where he's at with his, you know, staying in tune with his body, like he could easily play 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah. And I know on Chiclets too, the other day you said like take a team friendly deal. Is that out of your head now, or you think you might see him just stay down in Florida there and just say, okay, I made my money?
I'm hoping. I just think, like, you know, you got something good here. You've raised your family here. He's got an unreal house down here. Like, it's why make that move? Like, you go out to LA, do you really have a chance to win? I don't think so. You know, I know he's won his 2 cups, but like it from everything that I see down here, it's like they're just hungry for their next one. So I figured he'd be a main component of that and want to stay and kind of give the team a fair shake at signing him. You know, obviously everybody knows the cap situation and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't know.
He should just do a 1-year deal. He should just say, fuck it, I'll do a 1-year deal. Give me $7 million for the 1 year. And let's hit it back again. And then thanks for my services. We'll figure it out after that. I can go.
But they don't even have the money to do that, do they?
He's going to be like 1 year, $1 million. He would have to do it super team friendly. Remember, didn't those guys do that back, like Paul Correa and them in Colorado? What were they? And Solane, did they go there in like 1 year, 1 million? I feel like I heard of that in the NHL before.
Maybe after the lockout or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like guys were doing that just to win, try to chase the cup.
Yeah. Even maybe do like a 1 year deal and then have like a handshake deal where it's like, hey, in year 3, when the cap goes up and, you know, we'll give you 10 million.
Yeah.
To kind of offset the other 2 years or something. I don't know, but you'd hope that he would stay just because like you want to see as much of this core together down here that has won the 2 cups and been to 3, but you just never know with guys what they're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, exciting down there for you, buddy. Holy fuck.
Holy
shit. Zito's like a master right now. Like everything lands in his lap. He's just dominating.
Yeah.
Cool vibes are high down for the Panthers. Bash Brothers, rattiness, the whole deal. The coach does a good press conferences. Like you look at their lines. I think we put it on our group chat. Like their 4 forward lines is insane.
Crazy
depth and insane. Like it's going to be wild. Merles, you said book our reservations and our spots at the Elbow Room in June. June. We'll be back at your house again. Yeah,
I'm afraid to say that now because the Carolina fans will get back in my DM. So I will say I'll look forward to the Carolina, Florida Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I said that on Chiclets. It's like if we could just fast forward to next year, Eastern Conference Finals, Carolina versus Florida, like give me that all day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, buddy.
So awesome, Yands. Thanks for joining the extravaganza once again. Deadline you predicted Brady to Florida. So there's another check mark for the game.
I got a steal of the draft for you guys.
Whoa.
Steal of the draft.
Perfect.
I want to ask you about your nephew too. Where's he going? What's he doing? I saw he got drafted to the queue after you give us your steal.
Steal of the draft for me. I don't know if it's just because he's kind of done the same thing that I did, but this kid played at Cushing Academy where I played. Then he went to Moncton, had an unbelievable year in Moncton this year. 81 points, 13 goals, 68 assists in 63 games. Tommy Belial, steal of the draft. This kid can skate like the wind. He's a little bit smaller.
Defenseman, right?
Yeah, 5'11", 6 feet. I think he's 6 feet.
I saw some highlights of him picking it up behind his net. He's like, he doesn't really take strides. He just kind of weaves around and just he's long, low, like he's so smooth. There's a couple clips of him going end to end and just effortlessly carving through everyone.
Yep.
So that's the name to watch for. Okay.
That's the name to watch for. I think he broke I know he broke all my records in Moncton for like defenseman or first year defenseman, stuff like that. So he's going to be a stud, I believe. He's kind of coming in at that right time where you can be a smaller D. Merles, I know you don't like to hear that, but
they can play. They can play. They can't be the number 1 on a cup winning team.
Yeah.
What's he doing next year? Is he going to college or is he staying up there?
I think he's committed. I want to say, I think I remember him from Cushing, them saying that he was committed to go to Michigan State. But like he had such a good year this year, it might be you get drafted and the team wants you to start your pro career. So you never know. But I think for him, whoever gets him, like I bet his stock rose. I honestly have no idea, but if I had to guess, he was probably a 4th rounder to start the year, and then now I wouldn't be shocked if he went in the 1st round.
I'm reading that he's going back to Moncton next year, and then the season after that, he'll be at Michigan State.
Okay.
So there's still time to get him at RPI. Perfect.
I think some of these kids rush out of the CHL a little too soon, maybe. Like it wouldn't be bad to go back for another year and then do the next couple years. I don't know. Like everyone's in a big rush. I get it, but that's probably smart on his part to do that. Now, your nephew, didn't he get drafted to Moncton too? It's just in the blood, hey?
Yeah, he got drafted to Moncton. He also, I don't know, is the USHL a draft or did they just kind of, I'm not sure how that goes, but he's drafted. He's drafted by Madison, Wisconsin. I know, I think they're the Capitals. I know he went out there last year at the end of his high school and played a couple games. I watched both games. He looked really good. That league looked really, they played the USA team, both games. Like Freddie Myers' kid was on that team. I think Cullen's kids were on that team. So, you know, he was playing against good teams and he looked really good. I'm not sure what his
intentions are.
Intention is next.
Well, as part agent with him now. He got drafted by them, but it looks like he'll probably go back to Cushing, but he did really good out there. Tom Gilbert's the GM, assistant GM, runs the D.
Yeah.
But the big problem is Brian Yandle can't be trusted in Madison, Wisconsin. So
No,
it's questionable if he can have his kid out there playing.
And the fact that he went out there, and I don't know if this was planned by BY or not, but like my brother went out there and it was dollar beer night. Like, let's like
you can't be
that's
trusted.
how he
That's
can't be
hook, line,
trusted
and
in something
sinker,
like
though.
that.
That's a good way to bring him in, though. Get the kid, get the dad all hyped
Dad's
up.
happy. Yep. Yeah. But either way, he's a hardworking kid, man. He works his butt off. Looking forward to seeing. Actually, probably won't see him that much this summer because he's got so much going on. I know he's got like those festival games out in Buffalo, all that stuff. But he's just one of those kids that's eats, sleeps, breathes hockey. Like he absolutely loves it. And the thing that I like most about him is he's not like he doesn't just look at clips. He watches games. He sits down and watches games. Like that's how I feel like we all learn the game and why we have good hockey IQs.
Yeah. I agree. Awesome. I think that's gone in our game now. A lot of kids don't even watch. They don't even look. They don't even like. My dad used to be like, "Hey, do you see that?" And you had to watch because you couldn't rewind the TV. Like you had to watch.
Yep.
It's just so crazy now. Good for him. I love hearing about that. I saw his name pop up on the thing because I was keeping track of some kids that Cruz played with in the draft and what's going on. And so I saw that name pop up and I'm like, oh, I think that's Brian's little guy.
Yep.
So pretty exciting stuff. I love seeing that. I love following it. We got the guys. We got the next gen in the hopper ready to come up. And wait till our boys all get their no move clauses when they get there. Hey, build out the guest house down in Florida, Yands.
Bro, we're all gonna be taking class from Big Walt Tkachuk on how to raise these kids in the NHL. Hopefully,
yeah, hell yeah.
So this Tommy Blyle, he's moved up in the rankings. It's 24, 32, 20, 22, 21. He's played in Schenectady, born in Schenectady, New York. Went to Albany Academy.
Hello. Now Merle's likes him. Now Merle's likes him.
Local guy.
Where's he committed?
Michigan State.
No, we're changing that.
Oh, fuck. You got to get on him, Mer.
Well, he probably picked Union over RPI since he's from Schenectady, but yeah, he's a local kid.
Yep.
Yeah. This is
so good luck to him. I'm hoping he gets drafted higher than he was expected because he's earned it this year. Just moving his way up.
I know this kid. I coached against him that year. I coached Rochester. There was two kids from Albany that played for Mid Fairfield. They were the crazy hockey dads. Drove their kids to play out in Mid Fairfield.
Didn't you say that this kid would go to Cushing and then go to Moncton and then go to Michigan State? I remember.
I advised him then.
He did. He said it. It was his idea, actually, this path. Merle's invented this path. It's unbelievable how he does it.
And the other kid was Rocco Mariucci, two local kids. I said, what are you guys doing? Get back to Troy youth hockey. They said, no, Mid Fairfield, top 5 program in the country, which they were. So, yeah, interesting stuff. I can't believe we're that old that those kids I coached are all in the draft now.
Isn't that crazy now?
Crazy.
Unreal.
All righty. Tommy Blyle.
What a year for Yanzo, coming on Game Notes, Extravaganza at the deadline, the whole deal, all that shit, man. Awesome. Yep. I missed I'm pissed that we didn't go to the final or have like a trip where we all got together like that. And I missed out on the Boston one, but I loved it. And hopefully next year we're at your place in Florida, Yans.
Damn right, boys. Always welcome.
Yep. Thanks, Yans. Thanks for coming on.
Wow.
Wow, what a move by Yands there, transitioning us into the trade deadline extravaganza, but or the draft extravaganza. I can't even keep it straight because all the trades, but I got to get in first here before we move on to our guest, the prospect Don. We got to get Pasha in here, our fourth guy on the show here, because the Devils finally made a deal. So Pasha, get in here. Tell the people what went down with the Nemec trade.
Warning, the following statements are about to be made by a deranged Devils fan. The views expressed are his and his only. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt because, remember, he is a deranged Devils fan.
Yep, Simon Nemec has finally been dealt. The writing was kind of on the wall. They send him to Calgary with Tsiplikov, and they get 2 first-round picks back and a high second-round pick at prospect Etienne Morin. Yeah, listen, like I said, everyone kind of knew a trade was coming. They have a logjam on that right D with Hamilton, Pesci, Kovacevic. No move clauses with some of those guys. It's already been confirmed that Hamilton blocked a trade, Kovacevic blocked a trade. So only so much you can do. it's disappointing. You know, you draft this guy second overall. You want him, you envision him being, you know, a pillar on your back end for the next decade. That hasn't panned out. But that being said, I think they got a good haul for him picks wise. I'm going to reserve my thoughts until we see what Sonny Meta does with these picks. I can almost guarantee that they're going to turn around and flip these. To answer G in the chat, how the fuck does Kovacevic get a no trade clause? Well, that's the Tommy Fitz special. That's the Tommy Fitz special.
That's everyone.
That's true. That's everyone. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I'll reserve it because I can almost guarantee they're going to use all these picks and go big game hunting. What that's going to look like, I don't know. I've heard maybe Hellebuck. You know, they need a elite scoring winger for a long time. So I don't know. So I like the haul just in terms of the raw currency they got, and I suspect they're going to turn around and flip it. So we'll see what they get.
So what are they picking now? What does your team have now with that deal?
Well, this year they're at 12. And
Number
then
12.
And then they got the Rangers pick, which is like 30 something. And then the other ones are for the next couple of years.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Meta, Sonny Meta, what's he going to do?
Sonny
I had
Meta,
Singsy blowing up my phone, texting me, "Oh, we got some scoops, baby. We got some scoops." Shout out to Singsy, captain of the chat in the chat. He's like,
he's
"I'm
in the chat
currently
looking for Robo. He wants
He
Robo.
That
He
was the
says
deal.
Robo.
He wants
I don't love
Robo
that.
coming there. I forget what he offered. Singsy, put it in the chat what your little thing was.
I
You were
believe he
tweeting
said that
early
he had
on.
heard, it wasn't him making it up. He said he had heard Mercer,
Yeah.
Yegorov, Seamus Casey, and a first, and maybe one more thing for
He
Robo.
like put together a Laura parlay for a trade.
He did. Yes, he did. I don't know if that's true. We might have to take Singsy's word for it, but I would not be a big fan of that. Robo is not the guy I'd want to kind of give up the farm for personally.
I like Walt in the chat here. Walt 2856. Sonny's background is poker. He's collecting all the chips to push them in on a big trade, Pasha.
Wow.
That's
I
what you're
love
thinking
that.
too, right? That's what you want?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I said on Chiclets a couple weeks ago, I guarantee a massive shakeup trade is coming in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I believe I said I wouldn't really consider this a massive shakeup trade, but this is a precursor to what I believe will be a massive shakeup trade.
All right, Pasha.
Are you happy? Are you happy with that move? Like, Nemec kind of leaves you wanting more. He kind of was pouting about his ice time. There was stuff in the media. There was like all this shit. I know it's surrounded by your whole complaint that Dougie Hamilton's blocking, and now we got the new GM situation. Like, are you happy? Are you expecting like some big boomers to happen here? Are you expecting Sonny Meta?
Happy's not the right word because like I would much rather gotten rid of Dougie. But also, if the rumors are true that Nemec wants like, you know, Dougie and Luke Hughes money, $9 million, he's not worth that right now. He might be someday. I still think his ceiling is sky high. He's got a lot of work to do defensively to clean things up to be worth even that ballpark of $9 million. But the Devils simply couldn't afford to pay him that if that's truly what he wants. But again, I wouldn't say I'm happy because I picture Nemec as being a pillar back there for the next decade. So, you know, I'm happy that Sonny Meta is putting his fingerprints on this team, that moves are happening because they need a shakeup. So I'm optimistic, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm happy about that trade per se.
We're all waiting.
Yeah.
We're all
Sure,
waiting.
number 2 pick going away is tough, but they're collecting chips. But you know who's really collecting chips, Arm Dog, are the St. Louis Blues. They moved Cairo to Washington. They get McMichael, a first-round pick, and a Swedish prospect. The Swedish prospect Milton Gastrin. So now the Blues got 4 picks in the first round.
11,
what do you think they're up to?
Yeah, 11, 15, 16, and let me look at here. Where's the other one? 29.
20.
Do they package that up or do they just pick like a ton? Like, what are they going to do? Because you're kind of out of the sweet spot at 11 a little bit. Like, you're starting to enter that. Can you bump it up? Is anyone willing to move something to bump it up? They just traded Cairo for McMichael. What are they going to do there? What's your buddy going to do there?
That guy's good. McMichael's a good little player too.
So here's the stats on them. Cairo, 18 goals this season. I know he's had more than that previous. He had a stinky year this year. I think to end when they lost to Winnipeg in that 7-game series in the first round, Cairo kind of looked like he like fizzled or like died or quit at the end of it. I think they had a bad taste in their mouth. Oh, Singsy Larkin to the Blues.
Ooh. He's not on their list. He's not on the list.
No, he won't be on the list. He's 28 years old. McMichael's 25 though, in RFA, so they're going to have to re-sign him. And he's been like a good player there, and mid-range type of guy, good wheels, good compete level, and has played well in the last number of years there in Washington. So a guy that's slowly come along. They kind of gave Kyrou and Thomas just the keys to the car after the Stanley Cup, and we're like, we're flipping this team over to the new young core, and these guys are going to be the guys. And I think Kyrou just bristled the hair on their back a little bit with like some of the battle level stuff with him.
Yeah, it's
good player.
Go compete.
Just compete.
Didn't really fit in Monty's system. Monty wanted never and seemed to never work there with him and Monty.
Merles, I know you're tied to Buffalo. I know you're tied to St. Louis. Seeing in the chat too. Tuck. Where will Tuck wind up? Matthew Smith says that. And would St. Louis be a possible target for them? Big, speedy guy
from everything I read and see on St. Louis, they want like guys 22 to 25. They're not going to want an older player like that. They know their future. Like it's not now. They're not in win mode now or win the cup now.
That's true.
They are more try to win it in 3-4 years. So I would say no to that one for Larkin. But interesting stuff going on in St. Louis.
Talk, you say talk. I look at the Seattle Kraken. Like they need something. They need some type of identity. 22 million cap space. Like they're gonna Alex Tuck is looking for an overpay here. I think right now. Like if he's not re-signing in Buffalo, he's probably looking for one of those life-changing type contracts. I think the Seattle Kraken can give it to him. I think that's a perfect opportunity for him. But there is one point I wanted to go back to where I pulled up in the chat, someone saying Larkin to St. Louis. And, by all accounts, St. Louis is a people really enjoy playing in St. Louis. We saw Colton Parayko deny the trade at the trade deadline. And I got in an argument with someone the other night about this, I had heard that the Bruins were still trying on Dylan Larkin. And not to bring this to the Bruins, but a kid was arguing back with me saying Boston's not on their list. Boston's not on his list. Boston's not on his list. And my argument was if an appealing place like Boston is presented to someone like Dylan Larkin, I do think the list changes. And I think so. My question here to you guys is how set in stone do you guys feel that these lists actually are? Because me personally, I do think it's more like, hey, I'd really like to play in these 4 places. I'm not set on that. If you get another offer from another team, like a boss, I think if New Jersey came to Dylan Larkin, I wouldn't be surprised if he said yes to that. That's a good place to play as well. Boston, I think there's all these teams that aren't on these lists, these 4-team lists, that they would still accept trades to. So I'd love to hear your guys' take on that.
Matthew Fairburn of The Athletic in Buffalo tweeted, Jarmo Kekalainen said he's expecting Alex Tuck to go to free agency. He said the team will explore the idea of a sign and trade to recoup some value off of it as well. So if a team's going to come in and it's not on his list or it's not in the air, it's like a good offer and he gets that extra year and they're willing to do that. That's a spot sweetener for a guy too, if he's looking to really maximize and get paid. You know what I mean?
But I more mean like for the trades.
Yeah, what I think G's gonna have. Sorry, Larkin, none of those 4 teams want you.
Exactly.
So then what are you gonna do? It's they're not offering you all these ones. It's worked out for Matthew and Brady so far, and these other guys. But hey, they said no. What's gonna happen then?
Well, it just got reported too. It just got reported.
Detroit.
I saw a report that Minnesota had a huge offer for Brady Tkachuk, and he kind of at the end of the day was like, I'm going to Florida. Regardless, I'm going to Florida here. So I wonder, will that be the case with a guy like Dylan Larkin? Is he so set in stone to go to one of these direct locations, or is he a bit more open to it? I think it's a good question.
Yeah. Eventually there's going to be a guy. It's no, we can't get it done. You're going to have to extend your list, a guy this big. And it's crazy. And Alex Tuck, you're going to regret that decision going out to Seattle for an extra $1 million or $2 million a season instead of staying with that Buffalo team that is in a good spot to win in the next 5-6 years. And it's close to home. You're comfortable.
You wait all this time for Buffalo to finally get good. Your hometown team finally is good. And then it's all right, I'm out of here for an extra $1 million a year. I disagree with the move, but we'll see what happens. And we lost
someone in the chat, Larkin for Harley. Mystery Man 5921.
So I saw
Dallas doesn't get enough pump. Dallas, no one really talks about Dallas. Obviously, the Robo stuff's coming up. And if you're gonna move off of Robo and you're gonna make a move. And if Harley's jammed behind Heiskanen, like, you know, maybe he wants a little more. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. And,
I
you know,
love that.
Jamie Benn's off the books. Jamie Benn's, you know, he's older. He's maybe looking at the last few years here. It'd be a 1-year deal type of thing to just stay there and be happy if they want to keep him around. But
I heard, I love that. And I actually saw something that was like, it was just like a fan post, but I'm like, wow, this kind of works. It was Larkin for Robertson, and then Harley and a pick for Zach Werenski, where everyone kind of gets what they want. Larkin and Werenski get to go to one of their teams. Columbus gets a good defenseman in Thomas Harley. Detroit gets Jason Robertson. Everyone kind of wins there, right?
Yeah, I love it. Is that a 3-way? Is that what you're saying? A little 3-way action?
It would be 2 separate trades made, but both impacting the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I want to see player for player bombshells like that. I want that kind of stuff. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like the little Samoskevich move, and we're like, it's like,
we go.
It's like, and then boom, that trade just loaded the barrel for them to Brady Tkachuk not long after. And then the NHL just went on crack. And all the GMs are scrambling. They're like, holy shit, this is a bombshell. And just that little move, those little moves, keep an eye out for that. Has there been anything else today that we missed while we're doing this?
Yeah, we've been waiting. We're delaying the show as long as we can to get Pasha Friedman to hear the little twinkle. But we got to move on, though, Armdog. We got to move on to the draft. This is what the people came for, the NHL draft extravaganza from Game Notes. And we got a new guy we're bringing on. We had Bukala last week. He was awesome. Bukala. God damn it. I heard somebody else say it wrong on Chiclets, too. I'll never get it right. But we got the prospect Don joining us. This guy is all over Twitter. He's interviewed all these prospects. He doesn't just have a top 10 rankings or a top 50. He's got a top 100 rankings, Armdog. Prospect Don, before we get into the picks, I got to ask you about this Swedish prospect that St. Louis just picked up in that Kyrou trade.
Yeah, Milton Gastrin is really good. His brother, actually, Malcolm Gastrin's a 2026 draft eligible too, so we could see him in the 5th to 7th round. But Milton Gastrin was a leader for the Swedish international teams coming up recently, and he obviously won gold at the World Juniors. And he's a player that can be a really good bottom 6 for you. Energy, motor's always alive. He can go into the front of the net, create havoc in front of there, not afraid to put his body on the line, take hits to make plays, or just be a guy that you go to when you need him. And I feel like he could play anytime on the ice. So I'm really excited. I love Milton Gastrin. He is somebody that went 37th overall last year too, and could have been a 1st-round pick. So Blues got a lot of value there.
Yeah, sounds like a little Alex Steen there. He's getting guys his own type to come play there. It's funny you bring up the brothers, because that's where I wanted to go to first and keep it in the Swedish theme. Talk about Ivar Stenberg. I know you have him, number 2 in your rankings?
Yep.
Is there any chance he pops over McKenna, or is he locked in at number 2?
No, I think that it's a lock that McKenna is number 1. I mean, you have to put McKenna with Austin Matthews, with the elite playmaking in the vision. But the thing with Ivar Stenberg is that, I think with the San Jose Sharks trading William Eklund, it's kind of set in stone that they're going there. And I know you were talking about, twins, Sedins. Ivar Stenberg is one of those players that at 18 years old almost hit the 40-point mark in the SHL. And the last time that happened was Daniel Sedin in 1999. So it's very interesting to me. And then you also have Caleb Malhotra and Manny Malhotra, who could be slotted at 3rd, and the family relations right there. So this is a very interesting draft with a ton of storylines. And I know that the Blackhawks just traded the 4th overall pick to your Sabres. So that's pretty interesting too. There's so many dominoes that have fallen that have made draft weekend the most exciting weekend of the entire year.
I got to ask you, obviously doing the stuff that you do and being all in on that. I see a lot of your content at the combine and talking to these kids, obviously watching them, being able to do your mock drafts and everything that you're doing. It's such an interesting world of doing that, projecting where they'll be out of some of these teams for you, prospect on. When you're looking at it and you're building this, what's a team for you that jumps out with the way your rankings are set up with these players, where they're going to fall? Which is a team that the best fit? Because sometimes you just got to take the best player, but we forever talk about San Jose. It's like, oh, you might want to take a D-man. Well, it's like, you got to take the best player, and the D-man that are in the top 10 are going to be a little bit later down below that, from Reed to Verhoff and on we go to Lynn, maybe at the bottom of that group of guys. What team for you in the top 10 to 12 you think's going to hit a home run by just that perfect player following in their lap of something they really need, instead of being forced just go, oh, we got to take the best guy?
Yeah, I think it's actually the Sharks who moved to 9, and now they can take Daxon Rudolph, which they need a right-handed defenseman. I think that's a great trade. William Eklund obviously he's a very good player, but with that top 9 that the Sharks have on paper, you need more defense. And then that allows you to take Ivar Stenberg. So it's a multiplier.
Yeah, that's
Daxon Rudolph, 28 goals in the WHL last year, 78
Albert Raiders,
6'2", 203. That'd be a nice pickup for them.
He's from Central Alberta, I believe, like an Alberta boy, small town, played in PA, lit it up. Yeah, they had a good team too in PA in the Western League. They made a bunch of moves and trades and tried to battle to get through that league, but came up short. But it's there's a stack of D there though, Don. Walk us through that once you get out of maybe the top 3, if it's going to be Malhotra at 3, and then where do these kind of numbers fall with all these D? Because there's some, and they're all big kids too. Hey, Don, like I was at the combine too. I was so surprised. Like all of them are 6'3", like right up your alley, Merles. 6'3", puck movers, hockey IQ, play kind of physical. Some of these kids, and it's crazy, and I'm sure you hear this, Don. Like I like to compare myself to Charlie McAvoy, and like they compared to like 3 of those like beastly defensemen that log minutes and can play shutdown, but also chip in offensively, which is like kind of exciting though. If you're getting players like this for some of those teams, 5 to 10?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. The interesting part is a lot of the players you talk to, it's Zach Werenski, Jake Sanderson is their player comps, but you could actually get Zach Werenski right now based on some of the conversations out there. But in terms of this draft, I mean, there's going to be a run on defense after the top 3, because now the Sharks aren't going to go with Chase Reed. So you're going to see Chase Reed, Keaton Verhoff, Carson Carrolls, and Albert Smeets, who are all over 6'2". That's the difference between this draft and 2024. The 2024 draft class was really good defensively, but you had smaller defensemen that were very offensively skilled. This class has bigger defensemen that are also offensively skilled. So even if you're looking at Daxon Rudolph, he's over 6'2". Then you have a Malte Gustafsson, who's 6'4", left-handed defenseman that could go into the top 10 here, because obviously I think Nashville could take him. They took his brother Viggo Gustafsson in 2024 draft, and they both play for HV71. So that's also a really interesting one there. And I know he's rising on a lot of people's boards. But then you have Juho Piparainen, who's 6'4", William Hawkinson, who's 6'4", Nikita Sherbakov, and Maxim Sokolovsky, who's 6'8". So, and those are all guys that could go in the first round. And then Tommy Blyle, who Merle's created, is basically 6 feet and such an efficient skater. So even if the Sharks don't get a guy at 9 and they take like a Wyatt Cullen, who was 5'4" at the US NTDP evaluations, and now he's 6'1" with his growth plate still live to go to 6'3" potentially, you could get Tommy Blyle at 27 and really just get the puck to your top 9, your puck movers, because he's an efficient passer. He could skate, he could dangle. So there's so many great defensemen in this class. So I wanted to just talk about like how all 4 of them could be top pair defensemen, but it is interesting now that we're seeing more of these picks traded, because maybe it's not what we thought in the beginning with, say, like the Blackhawks that got Bowen Byram for the 4th pick. It could be a little bit different, but I think there's incredible value.
Do you think there's going to be more trades? I know we haven't expected this many, but now that we're getting very close, it's Friday, 5 p.m. Friday from Buffalo, round 1. Saturday is rounds 2 through 7. Do you expect any more shakeup in the picks in the top 10?
Yeah, I actually think we're going into an era now where it's decentralized, and we're getting into an era where you're going to see more and more trades happening because teams know that there's going to be expansions. And you're going to see one in Atlanta, I believe, in Texas. And once that happens, I think there's going to be more fear of these other teams that haven't won, because there's going to be more competition. And the drop down effect of having more money go into the league is there's more money going into development as well. So the entire floor of development for these prospects is actually going to hit an inflection point which we've seen since 2023, 2024 with Bedard, Celebrini, all of these incredible talents that are coming into the league. We're going to start seeing that more. So I think picks are going to become more valuable as the time goes on and by 2030. So we're going to see more first round picks and the higher top 5 first round picks. 2027 is a great class. 2028 is a great class on paper. So I do believe that after those domino effects have happened, we are going to see a run of trades, a run of these guys that we did not think were going to be available. I think we're going to have Hellebuck traded. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think there's going to be a lot of things. I think Larkin is going to be on the move. It's very exciting, and I'm so stoked just to get to the draft. I'm flying out tomorrow, so I just want to be there and just want to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm boots on the ground too, Don. I'll be there. I'll be rubbing shoulders with you, trying to figure things out. I'm hoping for some fireworks. I love that it's actually in the rink as well. 10 years ago to the draft today, Austin Matthews, the Leafs selected him in Buffalo also, which is kind of a crazy thing that they won the lottery back to Buffalo and have a chance to pick McKenna, which is pretty cool. I think with the ties in and around the Leafs, but with everything that's led up to these days leading into this draft, it seems like kind of chaotic in a sense, but like fun as hell right now if you're a fan of your team or just hockey in general, because we're getting all this electricity and then the future of teams with a pretty, like, would you say this draft is pretty like high end?
I would say that I would say it's an average class in the 2020s, because what we've seen in the 2020s is very strong drafts. And I think in the top 10, top 12, there is a lot of good value. And then even trickling down to Xavier Villeneuve, who a lot of people had him on in their top 5 or 6 with elite prospects. That's a guy that could be an early second round pick because of his size. So we are going to see players that do fall. And this is going to be a position-based draft class, I believe, as well. And it's going to be about that 2023 class when we didn't see a first round pick traded during the draft because everybody was getting the guy that they wanted because they all fell. So I think it's kind of in that range. But 2023, I think, had more first round talent. But that's only because they had like 45 first round players on people's draft boards. And this one, I think you have like 24, 25.
Yeah, I see Buffalo. They got the 4th pick and the 20th pick.
Yeah.
They're hosting it, like you said, Arm Dog. Love to see them make a big move, get Hellebuck, something like that. Pull that move
a few
off
years ago, Merles, Montreal.
Bonkers.
Yeah, Montreal. Remember that when they made that move and they moved up and got Slavkovsky, and it just showed their GM sitting there and he like winked at the camera right off the bat in Montreal. It was just like the crowd went crazy. It was an awesome time. So hopefully Buffalo puts on a little clinic with all the excitement and craziness leading into it right now. Projecting guys, how hard is that in what you're doing? Going, making your list 100 guys on your list, Merles. Like I always find that like scouts, you gotta have experience. You gotta have an eye for it. You have to, doing it as long as you have. How right are you? How wrong are you? How hard is that to do when you're dealing with, 17-year-old kids here and what their ceilings could be and potential, and all playing in different leagues all over the place, which is wild as well. You had McKenna in college hockey. You have guys playing pro in Euro. You have guys playing in the CHL. Like it's all over the board to try to like get a look at these guys and really, really predict. How hard is that for your job?
Yeah, I think honestly, cross trading has to go into a little bit because I came from the finance side and watching stocks and kind of seeing the NBA draft and NFL draft as a kid and the NHL. So like I've been doing this for such a long time in terms of evaluating the talent because I'm from Chicago. We don't have the best teams. So you kind of have to look at like the Cubs farm system and things like that. I think it was good that I had that, and also getting advice from like Shane Malloy, Russ Cohen, Stephen Ellis, whenever I ask for it, they've really helped instill really good tips and tricks. Like one of the things that I was very heavy on was skill. And then it was implementing B game into that. You're only going to have the puck on your stick for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. If you're a top player in the league, what are you going to do away from the puck? And that's why Brady Martin went top 5 in last year's class, because of his B game, the ability to be able to do so many things away from the puck and fill the lanes correctly. There's just so many different little tips and tricks that have gone into my success doing this, but it's just because like people have really helped me hone in on what the strengths of players that you're supposed to look at, as well as some weaknesses, and how development going into, like, say, the NCAA, and how good the NCAA is becoming. So we have to take a little bit of, if a defender like Keaton Verhoff is the youngest defender in the NCAA and he didn't have the best season because, he grew up playing goalie until he was 11 and then switched to defense. He had to really figure out the game as it was going on, because there's no shortcuts. If he went to the WHL again, he would have had a great draft year, but he wanted to push himself to push his development going to the NCAA. I think it's going to be a lot easier in the future because a lot of these guys are going to the NCAA, and we're going to see them pair up together. Like, you go to the NFL Combine, and you get the Senior Bowl, you get the 40s, you can see a lot of the models. In the NHL Combine, it's more of a mental test, interview test. You could see the VO2, you could see all that. I think it's a little different, but in terms of what you want to see for year-over-year progression, that's what the NHL is really looking at, as well as front office. They want to see how a guy progresses during their draft year and their D-1 year, and how good they've become. Same with like Caleb Maholcha or Tommy Blyle. These guys have both helped their draft position so much this year because of the year-over-year development in their games and the progression you've seen with the experience. So I think that has helped, because you're not necessarily wrong if a guy does bad in his D+1 year, like Dean Letourneau. You could kind of see once they have the inflection point in their game, and it helps your takes a little bit.
He's Don.
Don't
The
get
Don
Dean
just
Letourneau
spitting.
going.
Did you go to RPI with these number crunching you're giving us? I absolutely love it. Yands gave us Blyle
coming up.
Yeah, Yands gave us Blyle as a dark horse pick. Who's your dark horse in the first couple rounds?
Well, one of the dark horses I'll say is Ryder Colley, because this is the guy that was born in Switzerland, moved to Cayman Islands, and started playing ice hockey at 7 in Ontario after playing roller hockey. So I think that's a really interesting one. Same with Jackson Cover, who played roller hockey up until 4 years ago once he switched to ice hockey. There's some really cool stories. Both of those guys, I think, have chances to really make an impact in an NHL team. And there's upside there because they haven't had the experience. So those two guys, and also Rudy Burrs-Collins from Muskegon Lumberjacks, he can play 6'4". His hockey IQ increased the entire year as he got more experience. He played well at the USHL final. I really like his game, and I think he's going to be one of those guys that can really compete in the NHL for, a long time.
Yeah, these guys, man. Like, there's some great stories. Who's that? Rudkowski. I sat down when we had him come through.
Brooks
I
Rudkowski,
believe that's his name. He's from Detroit. His dad played baseball. He was a baseball kid and didn't take like hockey seriously, literally until like a couple years ago, and ended up playing in the OHL. I think he's in Oshawa. I could be wrong. My brain sucks.
Yeah.
But he's a monster, Merles. This kid is huge. But to your point of playing roller hockey and all this
31.
Stuff. Yeah, the kid, and he's like a nice kid. He's kind of like different than the other kids a little bit with the way he talks about hockey, because he's like fairly new to being in this world a little bit. But he walked into the room, I was like, Jesus Christ. And then his story's kind of cool. So a lot of really cool stories. You get that at the draft from some of these kids and their paths and their families and where they're from. A lot of these Euro kids living on their own and moving away from home at 14 and getting an apartment. Like, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So, there's some great stuff to keep tabs on. And as you watch, and what teams what players your teams are targeting and what they're getting and kind of their stories. It makes just for a great day with families and these kids. Really cool stuff. It's cool for you to be a part of that, because you see them at the start, right? You see them like when they're just starting to be a flash, leading into being cool, and then all of a sudden their name's talked about more and being first round picks or moving up in the second round. So your job's pretty cool that way, and then seeing them blossom into NHL players eventually one day. I think that's the best.
Yeah, the draft's like a graduation. You get to see all these guys really get their dream, and then you get to interview them after their dream just happens. It's so cool. Like at the Combine, you get to hear about so many of these guys' stories. Like Carson Carroll's has 1,000 cows and 150 goats. And that's really cool to hear. And it's just so many different stories and passions, and all these guys, their dreams are coming true. Their families, their friends get to enjoy it with them too. So it's definitely a dream to be a part of. And, you know, you guys got to experience that too, playing. And I like, what is one thing that has kind of changed during the draft process, or what was one hard thing during the draft process that you guys didn't realize from a player's perspective?
Yeah, for me, I shouldn't have gone to the combine testing. I should have just left my hockey to do my talking for me. I went up there. I could barely lift a weight. They had me running on the treadmill. New Jersey had me running on a special treadmill test. I was like, I'm done with this. I didn't go as hard as I probably should have because I didn't care about the off-ice game. So one mistake I made was going to that combine at all.
I think the thing for us too, Merles, is like the combine now is like a science project in the middle of a giant facility. Like when we did it, it was in a conference room in a hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're doing it back then, that's what I did. And there's like scouts, and now it's like crazy the way you look onto the floor and these kids are wearing these tight sweat, like workout muscle shirts with their numbers across. Like I had like a loose muscle shirt falling off.
Yeah, they had
my
us in
shoulder.
tank tops so they could analyze our arms. I remember one team, I don't know, this could probably get them in trouble. They had me like take my shirt off and took photos of me because they wanted to see like my upper body development. And I remember pulling my shorts up so they could see my thighs. Like that probably wasn't legal.
That's old school scouting right there, buddy. That's old school stuff. But I don't know, like something that I would take away that's like different now from actually being there and seeing it, I just think is like the knowledge of the player now is just so much more heightened of the situation and what's around it. Like for me, and I know it's new for them, but it doesn't seem like it just because it's in their face a little more and the lead up. It's just a different world with that. And I think that's an advantage for them. Like, you know, I was at the draft. I was like, holy shit, there's a GM that I only saw on TV in my life. And that might be true for them too, but it's more like in your face, this stuff. So it's a little more probably comfortable for them in regards to, you know, the preparation or lead up or what it's supposed to be like. The experiences kind of, you have like a roadmap with it a little bit better than the old players that just showed up with a suit on from some hick little town. And it's like the first time you flew on a plane. It's just totally different, you know, vibe. So yeah, I like that part of it. I like that part that you get to do that too, is like seeing the graduation and seeing them, what they could be. And then comparing your notes to see, but this is for Prospect On, Merles. This is the Super Bowl for these guys. These guys, they all year for this. And then they just restart the next year. And it's just comparisons and contrasting of it's never ends. So
that was going to be my my last question is like, when this draft ends on Saturday, you taking any days off before you start worrying about 2027 and about 2027 is Landon DuPont for sure. Number one.
He's got to make got to make mock lineups for every team where the guys got drafted to. That's what
I already have the 2027 draft eligibles in the simulator so that it helps me figure this out. But yeah, for Landon DuPont, I actually got to interview him this year already because I wanted to talk to him during when he was with the Silvertips. And one of the things about him is, one, he loves Denny's. Like that's his place. He could eat there all day. So, I mean, just right there, like he's a real one. But in terms of what he could bring, like he has that elite potential, superstar potential. I don't want to label anybody generational at this point anymore because it's just such a tough label to achieve. But Landon DuPont is a right-handed defenseman that has ultra skill, looks like a fourth forward out there, and is doing things we haven't seen from somebody his age. So I am already starting the 2027 draft work. I think you need to in order to keep up because there's always a competition a little bit to try to get as many facts about a player as possible, or at least there's a little competition in my head. But I think that the 2027 draft class right now is very loaded and it's very exciting because we're only seeing more really good players come to light as we're starting to scout. Like Milan Sudstrom is a really good prospect in Sweden, and he could be a top 5 pick in this class. Alexei Joseph is a 6'5" center who is a top 3 player in this class right now. So there's Carter Mayer is a very good United States player right now who you guys were talking about earlier, his father. Like this is a really good class for 2027, and 2028 is great too because you have Joey Cullen, who's Wyatt Cullen's brother, who's the son of Matt Cullen, who won 3 Stanley Cups in 21 NHL seasons. There's a lot of talent coming into the NHL, so you just have to keep on your toes. But I honestly just want to touch grass. I want to get my feet out there and actually experience the outside world, because I feel like I haven't in like 9 months. But once I get like 15 minutes of that, I'll be back on my computer.
Well,
Don's
Prospect
dominating.
Don,
Holy shit.
I got to wish you good luck in Buffalo, and I will give you advice since you haven't been out in public in a while. Do not try to do one of those beer sabers on national TV like our friend Ryan Whitney.
I could
right?
do it. Like I could do that for sure. Like that's no issue there.
All right,
Prospect Don's a party
enjoy
animal
Buffalo.
also.
Keep Army under control for us. He's our boots on the ground reporter for us at the draft. Thanks for coming on. Love your stuff.
Great work.
Yeah. Well, why don't you plug where your stuff? Where he's gone.
Oh,
Where do you
he
find? Where was his thing? What was that website
there?
for? What's your website for the 100 rankings?
Yeah, draftprospectshockey.com, and it's /simulator. So we actually have a franchise mode and simulator. I created it, and now like two or 3 months later, we're #1 on Google. So Google likes it. So definitely check it out if you like that stuff. And it's also, the franchise mode is awesome. So you can actually sign RFAs, UFAs. It takes your picks out as like a franchise mode, and you could also trade. And we're putting a simulator in there as well, so you can draft the entire NHL. So you could be like Connor McDavid 1, Tommy Blyle 2, whatever you want. Yeah. And then you could build your roster that way. So it's very fun. And thank you guys for having me on. I love the show. I love both of you guys. It's very cool to be on, and appreciate everything you guys are doing for the game.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks
You're up
for
our
coming on.
alley. So there he is. Prospect Don. Watch out for Cruz Armstrong also in 2028.
I'm just trying to hop. I got to hop away for a second.
Come on and give me that.
I got to hop away. Hold on, guys. I got to hop away for a second. I got to use that simulator and bet on DraftKings all the picks that he gives, because the draft picks are on DraftKings.
Yeah, they are.
Can't beat it.
Pop away, make your moves. And we had G. You should have popped in as the advisor and pumped Cruz for the 28. I got it in there, but I know you're always working. You're always in touch with all these teams and pumping it around. I got Merle's texting me about Cruz getting recruited. It's crazy. So great work. Keep up the great work on that regard.
He's the big dog right now.
He's the big dog.
I love the Dawn, but one thing I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't say is major news out of the college hockey world today, as Landon DuPont has officially—
Is it done?
It's done. I've talked to Coach Murado this morning. It is done. Landon DuPont will be playing for the Michigan Wolverines next season. This team, guys, heading into next season, let me throw some of the names out there.
Yeah.
Michael Hayes, Will Horkoff, Adam Valenti, JP Hurlbert, Malcolm Spence, Jaden Perron, Chak Nesbitt, Henry Muse, Landon DuPont, Cam Reed, and in goal, Jack Ivanovic. This team is so fucking good. Like this, I don't know if we've seen a college hockey team that's going to be this good. And I mean, I think about the BC team from a few years ago that had Will Smith, Ryan Leonard, Gabe Perreault, all those guys. But still, that's ridiculous. This roster is unbelievable. And Landon DuPont, 18 goals last year in the WHL, 73 points in 63 games, wore the A for the Everett Silvertips. I mean, the Dawn said it, but this guy is as surefire a #1 pick as we've seen in years. He's going to instantly jump into Michigan and make them a different team. There's been comparisons to like a Zach Werenski, Quinn Hughes type player, a guy who can move the puck, provide a ton of offense. I think he'll jump right in and man that power play, which again, Michael Hayes, Will Horkoff, like this power play, this Michigan team next year is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, I'm fired up for college hockey heading into next season.
Crazy. That's crazy. And he's not the biggest guy, Murr. He's not the biggest guy, but he can skate. Like he's elusive. He can move. He jumps up. That works in the NCAA. It's a 1-game tournament. Win one, move on. Win one, move on. My whole rule is the 7-game series. But
Merle,
it sounds like Yands.
6 foot 190. Is that big enough to be a #1 D-man?
Yes, 6. You got to be over 6 foot.
Okay.
But Michigan's like Yands was saying about Florida. Everything just falls into their laps. Everybody wants to go there. They don't even have to recruit anymore.
It's Norris U. They're calling it Norris University at this point because you got Quinn Hughes, you got Zach Werenski.
Bags of cash being handed out.
The cash is being handed out. The
Yes.
cash is definitely being handed out. But I think at
Boys,
the end of the day,
sorry.
sorry, before you jump in, like I think at the end of the day, people go to Michigan for Brandon Naurato. Brandon Naurato is like, when you talk to this guy, the way he commands a room, the way he looks you dead in the eyes will be so straightforward with you. I'll never forget when we did the Chiclets University video. He pans to the camera. We didn't tell him to look into any camera. He turns, looks directly into the camera, points at it. And he's like, you want to come to Michigan? We're the next step to the NHL. We're better than the AHL. We're better than all these CHL teams. That guy is as dialed as a coach as NCAA hockey has. They did just lose Rob Rossi to Harvard. I think that's a great ad for the Harvard hockey team. People say it's one of the best jobs in college hockey, but I'm kind of rambling here. Fired up for Michigan hockey next year.
Yeah, that's big news though. Like, we were waiting for that one to drop, and you were all over it with Michigan and Michigan flag and following along, of course, with Chiclets U. So that's a big bomb for Michigan as we see the fucking craziness of hockey and the landscape and everything's changing. We're getting this kind of stuff now.
The Rumor Boys hit on a much higher percentage in college. We'll just say that.
Real insiders there. Pasha Friedman, what do you got?
Speaking of big news, I'm not going to play the bells and whistles because it's not official, but all signs are pointing towards Alex Tuck going to the Washington Capitals in a sign and trade.
Wow. I saw that in the chat. Josh Sova was saying that in the chat. He's a Syracuse guy, so he might have the inside on that.
So what does that mean for Ovechkin's future? I don't know.
Oh, he's got to. He'll still be there.
So Alex Tuck is a Game Notes listener because I told him not to go to Seattle. So he did listen to that. I knew he'd regret that. Washington, Kyrou and Tuck added to the right side.
That's
funny story about Alex Tuck. I do have a funny story real quick. So I get a lot of phone numbers. Doing the job that I have, like a lot of my job is to set up the guest, text the guy. Biz shoots me over a phone number. Hey, set this guy up, get him on the pod today. So and my big thing is, if I ever get drunk, do not call, do not text, do not do fucking anything. A few years back, I was in New York City, young, dumb, full of cum, and running around, and I meet this girl who happens to be from the same hometown as Alex Tuck. Me being a young producer with Chiclets, I'm like, oh, I know Tuck. Let's FaceTime him right now. I'll call him right now. I FaceTime him. What do you know? He kind of answers. He's like, it's 9:30 p.m. It's a game night. Like, why are you calling me? And it was one of those moments every time I hear his name, I think in the back of my head, like, oh my God, I can't believe I like drunkenly called this guy like 6 years ago. And it was one of those things, never do it again. But people don't want to hear me talk right now, guys. As you guys know, I'm sure they'd much rather hear this guy. So why don't we bring on the one, the only, Biznasty.
Busy.
Yeah, it's not an extravaganza without Biz. Oh, there it is.
That's right. The merch is in the house. Is that really Biz though?
What's up, boys?
Yes, it is. Wow. High and tight, buddy. High and tight with the haircut. Salute.
That's a summer cut going up north. I actually leave later today to head up towards Jackson. Boys, what have you guys been covering? I mean, what a crazy couple days, eh?
It was supposed to be a draft show. It turned into a trade show. And now we got your guy Pasha telling us Alex Tuck's going to Washington. Semi-confirmed.
They have been so good at just like reloading, eh? Like these like quick little rebuilds. Like just when you think you're like, okay, well, they're kind of like now they're going to be not good for a few years, like boom, right back. So who did they send back? Did they get rid of McMichael?
Kyrou. Yeah, for Kyrou. Yep. So they've got Kyrou coming in.
I like the fact that I think Carberry could probably work his magic on Kyrou. I think everybody thinks that. I do like that McMichael though. He's a bit of a gamer, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. He's got like a blue collar energy, but he's got speed. He can kill penalties. You put him on the like he's an all around guy. And I think he'll do well in St. Louis. Like he's a St. Louis like workman like player. Exactly. You know what I mean?
St. Louis likes workers. They like hard workers, and that's what I think they're doing. And if it's like kind of like Carolina, get guys that fit your system, that fit your identity. Even though maybe Kyrou is a little more offensive, he's too highlight reel for the city of St. Louis and for the Blues. There's a Blues hockey just like there's a Hurricanes hockey.
Does McMichael play the same side as that Bolduc who they got rid of to Montreal?
Yeah, they're both lefties, so yeah, put them in there.
I feel like
I
felt like that was a tough trade for them, unless what's his name ends up panning out, that defenseman. They add a lefty, and like I said, I like McMichael, but yeah, wow, Tuck and Kyrou would be certainly quite the additions. Now that's not confirmed at this point, correct?
No, just by Pasha Friedman. So it's not.
Well, he's going to go to free
official.
agency. Like Yarmo just said, like 20 minutes ago, he said goodbye to Alex Tuck to the media. I'm seeing posts right now on it. So he's like, we're not bringing him back. So I
think that's probably the right move.
There was a rumor I saw too, Biz, of a potential sign and trade too, where maybe they could get something on the way out the door with the extra year, get him paid.
Yeah, like a third rounder.
Yeah. Sweeten the pot, give him the extra. And something like that could come about. Time will tell. But I mean, what was your takeaway? And of course, your Leafs are making the first pick in a couple nights. That's big. Morgan Riley. We hear stuff about Carlo potential as well. And what else could happen there? But what was your big takeaway from the last few days besides I guess the Brady Tkachuk? I heard you on Chiclets yesterday, but then all hell broke loose. And it was like a gong show yesterday with some of these moves.
Yeah, it seems like the Leafs are trying to do some stuff, right? They're making changes, like probably when they talk to Austin, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make a chance to make this team better," and they've obviously done that. I heard rumblings of them potentially grabbing another D, but them getting it sucks because I love Morgan Riley and he's been a great Leaf and he's been a great leader and he's very well liked in that locker room. It's just at the point, I guess, now where it's probably their worst contract, right? Like he's making a lot of money. I think he's still getting paid 7.5 for the next 4 or 5 years. So not sure if there's a world where they retain any, but I would like to see him go somewhere and be happy. And I think that I saw another tweet.
To go to the West. I think
I saw another tweet like Utah, Anaheim, San Jose, and then there was not another team mentioned, but they said there was a list of 4 teams. So just having gone through Leafs media, although talk about a guy who he's navigated it pretty well. Like there's been no crazy stories on him, no nothing, well liked there. Never really became a true whipping boy of the media.
Yeah, he stayed away from all those guys that were the boo birds were always out for.
Yeah, he somehow navigated his way through that. So, but with saying that, playing in a market like that was probably difficult, and there was a lot of difficult times. So I would be happy to see him go play out west and kind of fly under the radar. And if they're able to retain a few $1 million, nobody would talk about him making $5.5 million anywhere. It's just that's what a number 5 makes now with where the cap's going. So, what else?
I wouldn't mind seeing them flip him to Vancouver if he wants to go west. Isn't he from out there? I remember him on Biz Does BC.
He's from Van. Maybe a few years ago I would have said that. I don't think anybody's looking to go on to that wagon right now.
Or where they're at, right? Where their team's at. I don't know if they're looking for a Morgan Riley.
They got to go full tank. Pasha's been saying it for a while. They're never fully committed to a full tank. With the way the league's going and these super teams, if you're going to be mediocre looking at the next 3-4 year landscape, just strip it to the ground. You're not going to be competing with any of these other teams, especially with now the Oil have done what they've done. And I'm sure you guys have gotten into that. The biggest head scratcher, and I think you guys have probably already covered it and are shocked at it, was Chicago.
Yeah. It's the biggest part was giving away that other guy, Crevier, with the part of the deal. It was wild.
Yeah, I think most people would have been shocked at the 4th overall pick for Byram. And I guess people could have understood it. But then also you could have used that 4th overall pick to go get Bedard a winger for the next how many years. He might be communicating to them, I need something. We need a puck moving defenseman and one now. The thing is though, is Byram's had concussion issues in the past. He was unbelievable last year in Buffalo. There's no denying that. His numbers are incredible. Watching him play, the way that he skates. But all of a sudden, it's okay, well, now you're the guy. And it's well, he's never been the guy. So now they're going to have to pay him. They haven't even worked out a deal yet.
That's crazy. That's crazy too.
How is there not a deal already worked out where maybe you're getting Byram at 8.5, 9 per, and you're like, oh, okay, well now it makes sense because you got a great defenseman locked up, cheap. What, like, you're talking about, like, look at what Robertson just turned down. Apparently he turned down 8 times 12. You don't think Tuck's licking his chops at that and Byram's licking his chops at that? Like, what are these guys going to get, boys?
Oh man, timing wise is unreal. Timing wise for these guys to be around this time of hockey in the game and like where it's projected and salary cap projections and like, the National Hockey Association vibe of player control almost, and no move clauses versus no move clauses, but player control. Now the names of stars, Larkin, Hellebuck, Brady, like, oh my God, Werenski pushes himself into the mix here lately. Well, Biz, this is like the NHL. You always say this, and you have a good mind for this shit. You're a business guy. You're like outside the box thinker of hockey, but isn't this a time to be a player, man? Isn't this the time to be in the league, man?
It's the golden era.
They're saying Byram in the chat. G's saying Byram wants 10 million plus, and Pasha's saying Chris Johnson's reporting Tuck is going to get Kempe money. 10.6 times 8. This money's nuts.
Yeah, hey, great job by Buffalo though, man. They didn't bend the knee, and they move off of they get off of Byram. If they could end up working out like a third rounder for a sign and trade for Tuck, they are in a great position. They didn't rush things. Like maybe they're like just as good, if maybe a little bit of regression from last year, but with those picks and with moving off those guys and giving other guys an opportunity with that ice time, like I think that Owen Power playing the way he did probably gave them a lot of confidence getting off of Byram. And obviously Samuelson had a career year offensively, and then Rasmus Dahlin is Rasmus Dahlin. So let's see what they could end up going to do. But who else? What other surprising moves?
Who's on your radar? I guess I would ask too, Biz. I want to know that because this has like been a crazy last few days. We've talked about that. The draft on Friday, we've talked about that. We just had Prospect Dawn on, and I was asking about the team that could be like, have like the thing. And this team keeps coming up on every player right now, whether you agree with it or not, but it's San Jose, and San Jose has that 2nd overall pick. They have the 9th pick as well. They could get like the Stenberg, and then they could get like we said, like the Daxon Rudolph, big defenseman out of Prince Albert, also to go along with, the riches that they've already gathered as their rebuild.
Would you say him ahead of
Ehrhoff?
Or
too early, but crazy.
Would you say him of Ehrhoff? I call him Ehrhoff. We call him Ehrhoff now on the pod. Christian Ehrhoff. That one you just mentioned from the Western League, that other defenseman, is he ranked higher or right now higher than Ehrhoff?
No, I don't think so.
Ehrhoff is ranked higher. Ehrhoff is ranked higher than Daxon Rudolph right now. That's why people have Daxon Rudolph going in that 8 to 11 range. That's why he would work perfect for that 9th overall pick for the Sharks.
I just, Celebrini's still so young, so is Smith. So I think you're trying to time it for the same amount of time. I don't know what's being communicated by Celebrini or Smith or any of the guys who have power there about, hey, let's hurry this thing up. We want playoffs next year. Adding a guy like Stenberg who can hop right in, sure, that's going to help, but they have to add other pieces that are going to help them. So I don't know if they come off of that. I'm just throwing this name out there. I'm not saying there's any connection towards San Jose. Nye's name keeps popping up shockingly. Like, why is that a guy you're looking to trade with what he's making? Like, we just talked about Alex Tuck and Robertson and what these guys are going to command. Like, you have this power forward that you're going to be looking for the next 5-10 years, locked in at just over $7 million. Like, why is this a name? Unless
just got Eklund, or Ottawa just got Eklund, like that tiny skill guy. And I feel like that was so hot for such a long time, but to have that guy actually in your lineup of a guy with a Rottweiler neck that doesn't play like everyone else, but has this ability is like hard to find now. Those are like the guys that are hard to find, right?
The only reason I would assume that his name keeps floating around, and I know we jumped from San Jose here, is that like you're seeing the price tags on these things. Like, look what they got for Bo Byram, right? Well, if they keep dangling, how many teams could desperately need Nyes right now? Montreal desperately needs them.
Yep.
I would say New Jersey. Pasha would suck a dick off someone's torso to get Nyes on that team, I think, personally. And the list goes on and on and on. Utah, like a big power forward, especially if you're in the East. Look like what about? I mean, I don't know if he's going to fit in Carolina's lineup, but they got to get better knowing Florida's coming for them for their next year. So I don't know what's going to happen with San Jose and how quickly they want to rush it. But if they remain patient and they pick wisely here, in 2-3 years, they're going to set themselves up where they're going to have this sustained window of about 4 or 5 years if the stars there are willing to stick around, because as we know and as we see, the inmates are now running the asylum. This is a full-blown
I was saying, I'm like, I mean, what's going to stop Celebrini from next year if they don't make the playoffs saying, "Oh, trade me, I'm out of here. I want to go to Dallas or Florida." It's out of control.
Yeah. And we talked about it on the podcast, and I get angry messages from Canadians about like turn in your passport. Like, I love Canada more than anyone. Like, I go back to Canada in the summer. Like, I'll if they win tonight and play the round of 32, they get the host in Vancouver the game for the World Cup. Like, I will fly up from Jackson just to go watch that game. But I think we're if we're not going to talk about it, we'd be sweeping it under the rug. That just the attitude regarding like taxes, media, maybe the way that some of these organizations are ran, how much that politically that these Americans were kind of like, they were booed and they were kind of shunned when they came back to these Canadian teams. It's like, if you don't want to look in the mirror and understand that they don't want to be treated like that, and now they don't have to because they control everything, then that's fine. We're just here to talk about what's happening and what we're seeing. Yeah. And then people are like, "Oh, how are you so fired up for the super team era?" Well, I'm fired up for everything the league's doing right now, and that's the way it's going. I don't make the fucking decisions. The players are making those decisions. So why would I be fired up at the fact that going into next year, we're going to have 8 unbelievable teams, and a lot of these players who are good players who are stuck on these not so good teams, and some of which just so happen to be in Canada that got booed when they came back home and maybe don't want to play there anymore. They want to go play on winning teams now all of a sudden, and that's just the way the league's going. Is it not? Am I crazy, or is this not the super team era?
No. Yeah, like it's for sure.
Super team era.
LeBron.
For sure.
They're all pulling the LeBron.
I'm not saying
chase
that
the cup.
Yeah.
Nice weather. What's his name's doing it now, even though he has a championship? The other NBA guy. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name.
Giannis.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. He's just left to go to Miami.
Do I understand that there is the possibility that this does go off the rails, and then all of a sudden we're looking at each other 4 or 5 years from now and we're saying the NHL turned into the NBA a little bit? Yeah. Maybe all of a sudden they're getting rest days during the regular season and load management and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I don't.
Pardon my take, boys will roast Whit. They'll have all the receipts from Whitney about the NBA.
We don't dictate that. We're just here to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I would be lying to you if I said right now, looking at the next few years and the player control, and all of a sudden how boring did these days used to be when it was like, things trickling over. Oh, what a trade. You got a second rounder for a third liner here. Oh, cool. Nobody
future considerations. Like,
buddy,
come on.
I'm driving north and thinking I'm going to get a summer break, and my phone's been going zzz, zzz, zzz. So can I get a fucking break here?
Nope.
Super team era. Guys making 14 fucking million in free agency. Here we are, baby.
Yeah. Wearing whatever they want to the rink. They've taken over.
Some of you traditionalists, if you hate it, if Don Cherry's at home right now, fucking, kicking the wall, saying this is bullshit. By the way, he needs to get in the Hall of Fame soon. But yeah, it's this is where we are, boys, and it's entertaining as fuck, and it gives us lots to talk about, and it fires up people's emotions in a certain way. I'm just providing the news.
Yep.
We cover the league. I love it.
We cover the league. You can be pouty about your team and like things that have happened, and I think the one thing about Canada is come rather sensitive about everything and like overreactionary about it, and then you got your team on top of it. Never mind the political stuff, and I get it. But like the players don't want to deal with that. you know, to your point about that, but like we cover the league, we cover the guys and the excitement around all this big picture stuff. And to your point, it might fall off and go off the rails eventually. And we might be going, oh shit, then this science project didn't really work out. But like right now, like for your phone to be buzzing and mine to just be going on like haywire, leading into a draft, leading into a free agency where there's tons of names still left to be traded and tons of guys really the free agency list is like pretty good, although some names are getting crossed off, but like an exciting last few weeks coming off the heels of Carolina winning the cup. Pretty crazy.
And I think it's an opportunity, like, as opposed to maybe some Canadians being frustrated by like what's actually happening. Right. And keep in mind, I don't dictate that. And I said on the podcast, it's a blessing to play in Canada. It's pretty cool to play in a place where like it's hockey, and you are like the New York Yankees in every city that you play in. They treat you, as Marner said, they treat you like gods, and that's a fact. But you're looking at the reality now of you have to maybe take her a little bit easy on the media front. Like, look what happened with JT Miller and Pettersson. Yeah. If two teammates don't like each other and they're not getting along, it's not covered like that the way it was in Vancouver. There's not a microphone in your face with 50 people there every day asking you about why you don't like your teammate and what's going to happen and when the move's coming. The same goes for in some cases, the shit show in Edmonton, the shit show in Toronto, Ottawa. Look what all dealt with. Like,
yeah,
that's so it's a good opportunity to say, this is the reality of the situation. We need to improve our organizations from management down. Like, Bowman's been a bit of a rocky start here for him in Edmonton, right? You got to improve management because the teams like Dallas, Vegas, Florida, Tampa, not only do they have unbelievable management, they have benefits in the tax category. You're playing in sunshine. You're not under a microscope constantly. Like, the list goes on and on to advantages that you're dealing with against you. So if you're not going to be realistic to what you're playing against and the hand that you're dealt, and you want to be like, oh, quit making it a Canada thing. It's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a reality here. Yeah. It's a fucking reality.
It's a different world now. These kids have all grown up in a totally different world than we did and the guys before us, where, like hockey was everything. It's hockey. We wanted to be in Toronto and Montreal. I remember going to those games like, oh my God, this is awesome. Morning skate. You can't move in the locker room. But these kids are different. They don't want that, or they get sick of it and they move on. So that those teams have to realize that, get new GMs, get new coaches. I don't love coddling these players, but it's kind of what you got to do now.
Well, an opportunity for Jeff O'Neill comment, and Yands also kind of said the same thing about loyalty. He hit it out of the park. It's like, yes, from a fan perspective, would you want Brady Tkachuk to remain loyal? Yeah. And did he jump ship? Yeah. But these teams aren't loyal to the players. They're making the best move in any situation to improve their organization. So this loyalty, one-sided loyalty that you're going to hold against the players that you're not going to hold against the organizations, it's a bit of it's a bit contradictory. And I think that point also hit it out of the park. I mean, if we're talking again about these Americans that's names have popped up, the Hellebucks, the Bradys, who's the other one that we're Wierenski, well, he's in the States. These guys are playing in American markets, but nonetheless, like they're gonna decide where they want to go.
Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side, Biz, which is interesting, you've got the guy in Montreal. They got Caulfield. They got the little sweet defenseman that is a light show there, and they're American. And Montreal is insulated. Their team's in a different spot than these other teams a little bit. Like, it's just a different vibe there.
One of the more competent management groups in the league, and also probably the most in Canada at this point, or like top two.
And Marty.
And Marty's the coach. It's partly French speaking, so maybe some of these guys don't even hear the noise in a positive way, but it's also like the mecca of hockey. Them in Toronto, and they got a good thing going. And I think that they want to play there. I mean, Lane took a discount. I think Caulfield makes very good money, and I think they're a team that's going to look to build, and I think that they're going to be considered a super team within the next couple of years, right? They're going to have a little bit of cap space. They got goaltending. They got it all.
And I don't know if it was a coach or my dad, but winning solves a lot of problems. Montreal's winning. Those guys want to leave. All these other teams we're talking about, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Ottawa, they're not winning. So guys want out. If you win, you have that run like Montreal, those guys aren't leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, this is a draft show. I am not that privy to the draft. Like that's kind of the one thing I delegate. And is there anything I should know that I don't already know? Like what's the
No.
I mean McKenna's going. We've had 2 experts on. Both had McKenna going to Toronto. Yands gave us a dark horse. Was it Timmy Blyle?
Tommy
we
Blyle?
talked about Tommy Blyle.
So
he's
the first 3 guys. It's like McKenna, Stenberg, Malhotra, I guess, and then it's like a bunch of sick D.
Yeah, a lot of good D.
Chunk of D up until like 11, and then you're off to the races. You know what I mean? But the front part of this top 10 will be, I think, pretty exciting. Now to peak your
all
interest,
big D, all real big D.
Yeah, I noticed that they're all monsters.
Yeah.
Can I give you guys one real quick? And I think this is a bit of recency bias due to the success of Logan Stankoven, but Viggo Bjork, this guy is fucking awesome. He's a 5'9" center wing. He's from Sweden. Played alongside Stenberg all season, played in the SHL. He is a legit player that drives the pace on offense. I like this guy a lot, and he's one of those guys. I wouldn't be shocked one bit if he slides up he's kind of in that 7.
He's right up there too. Yeah.
He's in that 6 to 10 range. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if a team takes him early. He's
just small, right?
He's really small. He's 5'9". He played center with Stenberg at the Worlds. He was their top center, right-handed shot. He's small, great on faceoff. He's the guy wearing the cage if you're watching him in Worlds. But he was in the Djurgården in SHL, but then he would drop down to his junior team and just destroy it.
But he plays hard though for a 5'9" player.
Competes. So
that's a guy to keep an eye on, Biz. Viggo Bjork.
Okay.
Yep. And I'll give you this too, Biz. And thanks for popping on last show, Draft Extravaganza.
Is this it for the summer for you guys?
This is it.
Yeah, this is
it. Kind of nice. We need a break.
Too. We saved you for last too. You're our last guest as well, I think. Unless we get surprised here, we've been going 2 hours.
Well, we got to get these Canadians. You guys got to get ready for your game here.
Yeah,
we're an hour to kick off.
An hour till kickoff. Big game against Switzerland, World Cup, busy boy.
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
But here, I'll leave you with this. Free agency coming up too, talking about Canadian teams. What can you do? Offer big money, try to bring guys in, give them no move clauses in your deals. Alex Tuck, if he gets there. Anderson, if he gets there. Carlson, Trouba, Mantha, Boone Jenner, Stuart Skinner in net, Jaden Schwartz, some of these older, Mason Marchment, Bobrovsky, Arvidsson, Freddie Anderson, Anders Lee, Patty Kane, Claude Giroux, Zuccarello, Laine, Holla, Scotty Lawton. So we have that coming up too with some of these bigger names that have signed extensions throughout the last year and a half. And so we'll wait and see what that can bring come July 1 as well. I'll be working at Sportsnet for that, and then I'm done for the year, which is awesome. So big week coming up for me with the draft and free agency and some of these targets and some of these teams looking to juice their lineups a bit. With
so are you're doing that what, next Thursday?
Next Wednesday, I think it is
Wednesday?
July 1. Yeah, Wednesday.
Okay.
Canada Day.
Biz, why don't you run us through run us through the summer plan here? What's on tap
road
for the
trip
summer for Biz? Where's the road trip? Where are you stopping on your way to Jackson? Scottsdale, Jackson. That's a far drive. What do you got planned here?
Well, first of all, I was just going to say, great job, boys. A great year. Every year over year, it just keeps getting better and better. Between you guys, the staff and everything you guys got going there at Game Notes. And obviously we're grateful at Chiclets. We got Yands in the mix now. We got RA's World, who had Dundon drop by the last episode. So it's been an awesome year in the Chiclets world, and just grateful for all of you and appreciate you guys plugging away. And we deserve a little break too, boys. You gotta hit a reset, right? You can't be hockey 12 months of the year. As for me, I'm leaving this afternoon. I'm driving I'll stop in Salt Lake City, and then tomorrow I'll get to Jackson. I'll chill out for the weekend, go do some hiking, just hang out with some friends there, do some fly fishing. I think we're set up for the 6th. Like I said, I will be, if they tie Switzerland or they beat Switzerland, they'll be hosting the round of 32 game. Somebody said they might be playing against Messi in Argentina potentially.
Oh, that would be
something.
Imagine getting to watch
Vancouver. Is that going to be in Vancouver and in Toronto?
No.
You have to sell your truck to get a ticket for that thing.
No, hey, I
Holy
did a pump up
Jesus.
video for them for
Yeah.
before they went off against
you're
Qatar.
dialed. You're in there.
Jeff's always working, boys. He's got him
No,
dialed.
no, it was Wayne. Wayne reached out. He said, "Hey, could you do a pump up video for them?" Because I think they asked Wayne, and Wayne's like, "Well, I'm not going to be like rooting and Ron. I'll just like give him like a calm message." But I did that one for the Edmonton Oil Kings the one year when I had remember I had the dome shaved off. So I think every time somebody asked him to do a pump up video, he's like, "Hey, could you like amplify this?" I kind of sewered myself, but it's nonetheless it's fun. So it would be at BC Place in Vancouver on the day after Canada Day. So I would fly up on Canada Day and get to go there. So I'm praying they lock this in here. And then I would just fly back down to Jackson and then continue my drive. And I'll actually stop in Gosser because I did the Gretzky Hockey School last week when they were here. And then I would just stop there and like do the Gretzky Hockey School for a day there and then get to BC around the 10th and then just be out there. And then we have Internet Invitational. Like basically a month after that, we got to leave on the I got to leave on the 9th of August, which is going to be crazy. Apparently they've added a lot more people to the mix. There's like 64 golfers now.
4 million prize pool.
Yeah, crazy prize pool. And then basically a month after that, we got G's wedding.
Whoa.
Oh, baby.
Holy.
That'll
Time
be the
will
last
fly,
time I
though.
drink. That'll be the
Time
last
will
time
fly.
I drink.
Yes. Confirmed you'll drink.
Oh, yeah, I'll be
Yes.
drinking at that. Yeah, I'll drink at that for
Yes.
sure. For you, G,
Vroom,
I'll
vroom,
I'll
party
get buckled
starter
with the
biz
boys.
at the wedding. Let's go.
Oh, that
I might
made my
find my
day.
breeder there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Are you going to be hunting breeders like on your trip
no,
up?
no. There's just gonna
Like,
be
if you're hitting
Boston
up for
girls
the
smoking
Midwest.
cigarettes. That ain't your. I don't think my wedding's the place you find a breeder.
But if
at.
Maybe I'll have to
drive
add
up.
a +1 and bring somebody.
If
Yeah.
you're driving up to Wyoming and through the Midwest there, I mean,
Oh,
there
that-
might be like,
Yeah,
you know,
Western
you're talking
Canada.
about some, like you're talking
Sasky.
about
Get a Sasky
first
girl.
rounders,
Yeah.
bud.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I need a girl who drinks
Who
beers
runs
and
a
throws both
plow.
ways.
You need a girl that runs a plow and drinks.
What
beers
if
so
I
much.
like brought a girl to G's wedding and it was basically like army with a wig?
I've seen that. Have you ever seen our rookie party video? Oh, it's the scariest looking woman you've ever seen.
I got
my
some nice
God.
boobs right
Yeah,
now.
her nose
If you're
has a
boob
little
guy.
character.
As long as she gets Sasky drunk, more than welcome.
She blindsides Whit on the dance floor.
Just KOing people.
Flying elbows.
Yeah, drops down from the weak side defenseman, just fucking ends Whit.
Hey, but she's 6'1" and just has unbelievable sprinting ability. Like,
Good
you
boots,
gotta-
good boots on the dance floor. Big got good boots.
Oh, I'm so interested in this for you. Actually, that's like a human interest thing for me with Biz on like that realm, because I really hear you talking about being a dad. Father's Day just came and went, but like just picturing that and the journey for that, and because you're like a deep thinker guy too, and you're passionate about
much.
certain things, and I'm hoping that we hear some updates along the way this summer of the journey.
Oh, I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah,
gotta
I'll
do-
give
we
you
gotta
some
do it in
advice.
games.
It won't happen where you think it will. It will
Yeah,
surprise
good
you
call.
where you find her. And then, get on the kids as soon as you can, because these wake ups don't get any easier with age.
That's what
Yeah,
Merle
that's
said.
true.
Merle said like basically a flood in his apartment. It kind of led him to end up getting married.
Man,
Yeah,
I
part
moved
of
to
it
New
got
York.
flooded.
I moved to New York to hook up with all these chicks. I said it on Chiclets before I moved there. I'm like, I'm moving to New York to fuck a lot of girls. The first girl I meet in New York City is Alana. I sit next to her.
Hey, this is Game Notes. This is a family show, G.
What a cock block, eh, Alana? He has that inscribed in her wedding ring. Cock block. You gotta get.
Yeah,
it first
I'm
thing
looking
engraved,
forward
but-
to that wedding. I haven't been
Yeah.
out there in forever.
Yeah,
Looking
with our
forward.
ages, I think we've been out of the wedding scenario for a few years now. Hey, so
I can't
like,
remember
G's
the
bringing
last
us
one I
back.
went to.
I think I had fucking 10 buddies had their 40th this year. But the last thing then to basically the season will be going, and I don't know if we can actually talk about the exact date, but Chiclets Cup will be going on. So we've decided, I think we're going to do it the second weekend of October in
October
Boston
8th,
again.
8th, 9th, and 10th at Harpoon Brewery. We'll be back in Boston, boys. We're going
Is
back.
that official? I think you guys gave me a different date.
It's official. We had to change it. We had to change it a few
All right.
times.
I got to get
we've
my
been-
team lined up.
I had
We've been
con
going
men
around,
texting
but
me.
it'll be awesome. That was such a good location to have it last year. Like it's easy for the Stranglers are right there. We got the people from Newfoundland for the Big Deal Selects, and then also it's a fun place that people want to travel to. I don't think the Sox will be playing at that point, but they could probably go check out a football game at Gillette Stadium on that Sunday.
Second week October, NHL season will be going. Hopefully the Bruins are playing.
Bruins, maybe exactly. Maybe the Patriots are going. So it'll be a great time to have it. And I'm excited to see everybody. So that's it for me, guys. I don't really have much else. Shout out to
that's
Game
it for
Notes.
all of us.
I'll be seeing Pasha. I'll be seeing Pasha hopefully next week if they go to the round of 32. I don't know if he's going to be around. He'll be going for Durkistan though instead of Canada.
Yeah, we're gonna sign off on that. Thanks for the support with the shirt. Thanks for coming on, Biz. That's the Game Notes 25.
What a great year, Biz. Thanks for
season.
hey, it's great hanging out with the Chiclets crew, us being a part
You
of
guys
that.
are the best.
Unreal. What a beauty.
Great job.
I don't even know how to recap this season. Some horrible takes, some great takes, rumor boys. College hockey is probably the best year ever in college hockey. We were right there on the forefront covering that. The NHLs went bonkers. We covered all that. The CHL with all the rule changes, we covered that. What else did we do?
We added some new members to the team. We added Berta to the team this year, boys. So shout out to Berta. What an awesome member of the team he's been, just grinding away day in and day out. Berta, Nick, Pasha, obviously Fishy as well. Like we have such a great team behind the scenes here, and they make this job so easy for us.
Yeah,
the socials exploded. It was
the
huge.
Chat, the fans. I mean, Berta, big part of that, obviously exploding that, keeping us engaged with everybody on socials. Been so much fun. Merle's back and forth to Sweden, boots on the ground this year, back in Troy though, and back here in the States was awesome having you around. Just those like one-off events, getting to the Penn State, getting to Frozen Four, getting to all that kind of action.
The outdoor game.
Yeah, the outdoor game was awesome. Being there, like doing the little news hit, like the intermission hit on the local channel for the game, and meeting everyone at the meet and greet Pink Whitney in Vegas was awesome too. Like just incredible stuff. And that's all thanks to people. Like, subscribe, follow Chiclets YouTube page. It's free to do it. Thanks for supporting us though. It's been awesome.
Yeah, that's it. All right. We'll see you guys next year. We usually start around the middle of September when the college hockey really starts kicking in the NHL training camp. So we'll let you know, obviously, and have a great summer, everybody.
One last thing. So for the past 4 years, I've been, every time we go to a Chiclets U location, I sit down in the office of the head coach and I do an hour-long interview. We've never put those interviews out. They've kind of just lived in the bank, as we called it, just kind of waiting for a rainy day to find a time to put these out. So this summer, we've named it. It's going to be called Chiclets U Office Hours. We're going to be dropping those once a week, basically throughout the summer. I mean, Mike Hastings, Brandon Naurato, Jay Pandolfo. We sat down with Red Berenson from Michigan, historic coach. So legend. So a lot of cool conversations, and you can check those out right here on the Chiclets YouTube channel.
Content machine. Got it all for you. Hell yeah, G. Keep up the great work, guys. Love you guys.
All right. See you guys.
Love you, chat.
Under, no goals.
It's time to check the game notes. I think we're going to have the show of the year here.
We're almost having magical moments here.
Show Mindsy's time, Army show. Start us off.
What an opportunity. Another idea by me.
Everything's Merle's idea. Dumber.